Let's just delete this scene. One moment, YouTube. One moment, your screen will go black. I am still here. Just listen to the sound of my voice so I could just prep this amazing, amazing, the mother of all disclaimers. All right, we're live on YouTube. We are going to go live now on Facebook. So glad this week is over. I don't know why. Like, I love trading, but at the same time, I really feel like I need a Saturday and Sunday, you know? Feels weird, right? Feels like you need a Saturday and Sunday. All right. Great ladies and gentlemen, great traders, welcome to the Newsbeat Fireside. We're going to go through the S mark. We're going to see how real traders have done, not just the guru and how he has done. The guru is very happy with his P&L this week, even though the guru had his second losing day of the month. It was very minor comparatively to the winning days, and I can handle it. But it was a huge week for me, maybe my second or first or third biggest week. I don't know. I stopped counting. I really don't care if it's bigger or smaller than any other week. The bottom line, I traded intelligently. I make money very consistently, and I'm happy with the results. That's what it's about. We're going to go through our fireside. We're also going to have alcoholic toast. The following Newsbeat Fireside has been brought to you by Johnny Walker Blue Label, blended Scotch whiskey, a blend of our rarest whiskey. Okay, um, and of course, mixed with a little orange juice, organic, fresh squeezed, of course, so we may have vitamin C. By watching this fireside, you agree to everything here, including your soul shall be owned by anyone we choose. We choose the person who will own your soul as well as everything in this. Please pause it and read it. Thank you. All right. So first, before we get into the S marks, before we see what real traders have done today, I want to make a toast to my room. You guys have carried me for tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars this week. And it's thanks to you guys in the Newsbeat live room. I do not know where I would be without you. I am the guru. I do not know where I would be without you. I am here to support you, be there for you every step of the way. I'm not watching Netflix with my boyfriend tonight. I am not getting my nails done by my girlfriend. Guess what? I am here with my family exactly where I belong. And I just want to say a toast to you guys. I love you guys. You guys are the best. You guys are the best trading community on the planet. You guys lift me up anytime I'm down. And I know you might say I do a lot for you too. I don't deny that. But from my heart, I couldn't have done it without you. So this is a cheers to you guys this week. Ding! My first drink of the night. Ooh-wee, that's a spicy meatball. Pretty smooth though, but pretty spicy. Where do I begin? Well, if you are looking, we did a video recently, and I'm going to get right into the S marks. We did a video recently talking about flesh and blood. Again, read the disclaimers on the video. I'm not recommending anyone buy anything. In fact, I recommend you run away as far as you can from the product as humanly possible. But I do wanna, I really, 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 really do want to point out that it's it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. I've been seeing a lot of huge bids go off right now. If you wanted to touch one of the cases, you have right over here. You have Channel Fireball selling them for 2,800, and you have Arcane Rising for $1,000, and they sold 143 of them. And on this one, on the Flesh and Blood, they just maybe just put it up. They said more than 10 available, and I'm sure they're going to have a good feeling they're going to get chewed up. People are trying to slightly undercut them. You have a box up here for 2,600, and if I'm not mistaken, 2,600 is the cheapest box. You see here one here for 23.99, but it's just to place a bid. You can't even buy it for that much. So, yes, Flesh and Blood has exploded. Um, I'm probably going to give an update because a lot of you guys are like, Mark, some of your 12-month targets are like already there, bro. I get it. I get it. I get it. All I can say is that's my only opinion on the whole matter. Okay? With that being said, let's get into the S marks. We're going to read the good and the bad. We're going to read everything. We're going to show you what it's like to be a Newsbeat Live member. We're going to show you what it's like to be in the room. We're going to share experiences. And I just want to point out, I share everything, the negative, the good, the bad. These are unvetted emails. These are raw. I can't wait till I get an email where someone's like, Mark, you are a real, you're a real prick. And I'm like, oh, gotta delete that real quick. These are unvetted raw emails. What I do is I take the email, I click it open for the first time, I copy and highlight everything but the person's name on bottom, I copy it, and then I paste it right into a notepad. Hey Mark, l'chaim. Thrilled with my day today, down $100 after the Tesla shenanigans this morning. So the CBOE reported this morning that they were having trouble with Tesla options, and it just screwed everything up. First down day in 10 days, so I'm happy. Think it's important not to rambo on days like today. Albeit, it's quite easy to want to. I saw an uncomfortable loss, assured myself I could fight and get it back elsewhere. However, I knew I also had the opportunity to make it worse via tilting or sizing up. None of that here. Size down well. That's a damn good internal OODA loop. OODA loop is process that we teach out to it's John Boyd's OODA loop, which is observe, orient, decide, and act, the four things that traders do psychologically when approaching a trade. You wouldn't know that because every dipshit on Wall Street just shows you a chart and tells you what they like or don't like. Right? You like it? You like tapping the vein, getting that little heroin shot in? Oh, just tell me what you like. Oh, really? Do you want to grow as a trader, or do you want to keep eating someone else's shit until the sandwich doesn't taste good? All right, so that's what a OODA loop is. That's a damn good internal OODA loop in self-awareness, and frankly, it saved me probably thousands in the last month alone. Love this mentality. Quick question. Let's say you have a chart reset. And by the way, all these strategies, if you're like, what is all this stuff? We give them to you here for free. We don't upsell you on every single step you take here in the Newsbeat live room. You get our overnight service for free. You get our Twitter service for once you're a member. You join the room like you would any other service on Wall Street. You get the Twitter for free, the best overnights in the business for free, and you get personalized attention like I'm sharing with you now. This is for Newsbeat Live members. This is not promised to you, by the way, but you get it. You get the point. Under promise, over deliver. So if you don't know what these strategies are, we teach them for you. We don't upsell you on how to do them. Let's say you have a candle that has a long tail, but it's elevated volume. Is that necessarily a sign to tear down? Pretty much. You want to pretty much, if you're going long and you're looking at a chart reset bar, you don't want to see some ugly shit bar. Like, pretty much, you want to see something that's sexy. So what he's basically asking is when you get a volume elevation, no matter the time frame, whether it's a 1 minute, 5 minute, generally we're referring to shorter time frames, but it's not a rule. I mean, yeah, look, you get something that looks like this. I like it more than something, for example, that looks like, you know, this or this. Yes, which one would you want to see on your chart reset? I'll make it very easy for and that's the funny thing. Pretty much if you just apply a little bit of logic, you will get very far. You will get very, very far. That's all you have to do. Now, tell me, guys, which one would you rather do? Just in your opinion. Which one? A, B, or C if you're looking at a chart reset bar and all these bars elevated on volume and you want to go long? Which bar would you rather see? I mean, of course it's A. That's my point. Today, a couple of times you seemed to not mind when the situation occurred. Wish I took a screenshot to show you, but hope this is clear. I wish you did too. Similar question. When a Mark 1 sets up from a chart reset, and let's say the 5-minute candle is an ugly red bar, an inside candle, but the Mark 1 itself is non-sus, fire, in the rotation, very nice. That's enough for you to tear down, right? I'm a little bit confused. Um, are you basically asking if the 5-minute doesn't line up with the 1-minute? Is that enough for me to tear down? What time of the day is it? What's my conviction on the trade? Is it coming off a bull flag? When you have this ugly red bar inside candle, is it a bull flag digestive pattern? Or is it just some random bullshit that happened on your chart? And these are sort of the follow-up questions I have. That would be the determining factor on whether or not I tear down. Next email. All right. Whoops. There we go. All right. Mr. Mark, front run issues. I've been following your lead on every setup that you are focusing on. My personal mission was to front run the entry if it's set up correctly. This means that the stock offer must be below the trigger when when you're going long, when I enter the options with market. However, many times once you mention the setup, I immediately pull it up and the offer is already above the trigger or it jumps from way below to above the triggered, although it hasn't officially triggered yet with the necessary bid and print. It then proceeds to officially trigger and I miss it because I refuse to violate my rules. Okay, that sounds good. More often than not, I don't know if you have an internet problem. I'm assuming no. More often than not, I will literally stop and say when things are calm, guys, what do you think about this? And it's very far from triggering. A lot of times the candle needs to close and it needs to be the next candle, giving you, in trading terms, an infinite amount of time. I mean, if I'm looking for a setup in the next 2-3 minutes, how long does it take you to set up, type in the symbol, and have your button on your mouse on a button to buy? How long does that really take? Seconds? What if you had minutes? Now, sometimes it's really effing quick. I get that. Sometimes it just rips and I'm like, I missed it. It was too quick. I moved my head over here. I was looking. Then I looked back at the symbol. Maybe there was news flow and I had to look at to analyze it for us. Then I look back and the stock already triggered. And I'm like, I missed it, guys. And then I'll say that. Which say to never enter unless the offer is below the trigger. Correct. But then I see that you actually got in. So are there times where you wait for the trigger to enter yourself rather than only front run? It's rare. It happens. It's very rare. It's the exception to the rule. You might be like, well, what would cause that exception to the rule? Well, sometimes I press the effing button and the offer moves. And then it's like, oh, by the time the shit filled, it's already above the level. That can happen. My previous understanding was that you personally would only front run because if you wait for the trigger, then the edge is gone, given that all the algos are likely in front of you. Correct. I seek no advice, only how you think about things personally for yourself. I think those things personally for myself. Many thanks. You're welcome. Sometimes I miss things. Sometimes I miss things. Sometimes I don't. I can't help it. Sometimes I miss things that others catch. If something doesn't fit your methodology, you miss it. Hello, Mark. Boof mail incoming, which the following email has been brought to you by Boof. Fire. Hello, Mark. I had a good day. I was able to turn a massive $8,000 blowout to a modest $821 loss. I'm starting to develop a tolerance for these huge losses. 3 months ago, $1,000 would have blown it out a day for me. Today, it's a modest loss. This is my third Red Friday in a row. This wasn't news to me. I blew out 8,000 on the 6 trading Tesla puts. I had seen these losses before. It always gets easier with experience. So I just really tried to do the smart thing, and thankfully we got blessed by Baidu and some other names to have the luxury of at least recovering a large amount of our losses. I think we learned a lot of valuable lessons in the morning too. There was a lot of sus going on with Tesla, the quad witching, especially the CBOE here. CBOE announced they had issues with Tesla options. I mean, what the F? That's like the first time in my 21 years I've ever heard something like that. The induction into the S&P, Tesla almost acted like an earnings name would on our setups. I think what I learned for myself is perhaps on more sus days, I will try to tear down if a particular name is acting funky. The level 2 was super weird. Although I'm wondering why you disliked the Tesla Mark 1 puts towards the end, I felt like it was worth the tear down. No? What am I missing here other than the 200 hitting? The 200 was below you. That's the only thing you are missing. I'm starting to realize that you can't force any setup. You can't pray or work for a setup to happen. The setups can be great one day or garbage another. All we can really control is the execution. Correct. The setup is just an opportunity, and if it's a good one that works, it's a blessing. Correct. There's nothing you can do to turn it into something it isn't. Correct. The market could have just chop shop around after Tesla or given setups that look good but don't work. Correct. So the fact that we're presented with these setups and came back using them is a blessing for today, and I'm happy with my day, surprisingly. And we got the booth shot here. Okay. $821 loss. And yeah, I mean, look, I remember when your total account value was like 1,500, 2,000. I remember when this number was 1,500 and 2,000. Now you're chilling with six figures. It's a big difference. And you could see what tagged Boof early, same thing that tagged a lot of us, myself included. Tesla early on, obviously a solid 7,000 in losses there in Tesla, followed by an F ton more. And I know he cut out the bottom part of his trades, so I can't see what happened after. But it was a very nice comeback. And thank you for sharing. And I agree. Look, you know, I can't really say in the future when this happens because I don't think we're going to be put in a situation again where the CBOE has issues coincidentally with the stock we're trading. Maybe, but I mean, I'm just saying that's the first time in 21 years I've ever seen that. So you always learn new things. Hi, Mark. Just committed to a 1 year subscription since after being in the room for the past few months, it is on 30% sale. So all in now, no turning back. Stuck with you for another year. Good news for you. Me? I'm just kidding. Okay. Hope that is okay. You're going to be seeing a lot of me in the emails. Hope that is okay. Sure. I'll try to record a clip of me executing a trade if these questions are not worded clearly, depending on what you have to say. I'm pretty sure I'm failing to execute these events in correct order, and secondly, not being able to catch the trade in time, but the slow or no bid trigger on level 2 stock side throws me off. Have been consistently starting in the red because the bid just breaks, stops, and drops. See attached image. I'm attaching PNG and JPEG formats. Both are the same files. Ignore the text in the image. You can read from this email instead. I understand this is hypothetical, but I hope you can entertain the questions. Few details and assumptions. I use Street Smart Edge. Timeline is 1 minute time frames. Always mark it in and mark it out. Assuming the trigger is 649.25, I want to enter. No, I mean, a lot of times, I mean, that's a fabricated scenario. Yes, that would technically be a front run, but what if it was elevating fast towards the level? What if the offer was at 648 and then 647.90, 648, and then you see 648.20, 648.40, 648.70. At that point, it's F it. That's how I feel. How do you feel? Do you guys agree with that? I can't tell you what to do. Let's assume the trading time frame is 9 o'clock to 11 when I want to trade. Wow, you want to trade before the market opens? That's pretty interesting. Let's assume the stock is not a very high volatility stock like Tesla or Baidu, but isn't a slow stock either. So let's fabricate a scenario which you're not giving me an example of. Assume the strategy successfully set up. So maybe the conviction is higher, maybe it's not. Focusing on options, calls and longs only for the sake of this question. Preparation, left mouse is pressed and held on buy to open. I'm liking it so far. My questions are at the end, and that's what I would like your input on for educational purposes. Step one, keep an eye on number one picture. Number one in the picture, ask on level two stock once it closes, the trigger say closes into the trigger, say 649.15, move to step two. So I just want to go through what you're talking about here. All right. So basically what he's saying, like his eyes are pretty much over here on step number one. So he's pretty much looking right over there, exactly where his red arrow is pointing. He's pretty much looking right over there on step one. His finger is on, this is really good email, by the way. Step two, wait for number two. Bid on the level two stock to show a print for at least 100. Wrong! Ha ha! You messed up! Ha 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 ha! And you wouldn't have known it if you didn't write me this beautiful email. And I'm happy you did. So, no, 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 no. Step two is not correct. You don't look there. But let's see. I'm going to just continue with your email. Questions. Please explain for educational purposes only, and I appreciate you saying that. What would be a good course of action below? Scenario one. This is where I get confused. Most of the time the ask goes greater than 649.15 or even above 60.49 in the quarter, but the bid is still below and keeps lingering there for a while and sometimes is not triggering. You're not supposed to wait for the stock to trigger. So maybe it doesn't effing trigger. Maybe it does effing trigger. One of those two scenarios will happen. I can guarantee you that. In both cases, causes me, usually 99.9999999% of the time, to sell the position. Scenario two. Another scenario is bid. Another scenario is bid does trigger, but the S has moved so far ahead that if you mark it in, then you start with a negative, assuming you will mark it out in 3 seconds if all else fails. Then you're not front running anymore. If the ask is above, you're not front running. The key is your step two is bullshit. Your step three is bullshit. Your step one is perfect. Your what is step five? No, that's not step five. Your step five is bullshit. Hold on. I'll call out more bullshit as I see it. And this is true. This is true over here. I like this I like. Right over here. That's good. That's good. That, my friend, is step two. You know where the trigger is. We're assuming that before we start these steps. Let's say your trigger is 649. Your trigger is literally $649. So you're looking at step one, and as you see that change quickly or slowly towards the trigger, I can't tell you what to do, and I know you're saying educational purposes only, which I appreciate that. Click the buy to open button. You know what happens after I click buy to open? On Tesla, it doesn't even stand still. It goes up or it goes down. You know what I do if it goes up? Hold or sell. You know what I do if it goes down? Sell. But let's move on. How do you gauge the momentum of flow between the ask and bid before deciding to enter? You're not looking at the bid. I look at the bid for you guys to help you know when it triggers or not. I tried to do that favor for you. You could do it yourself. I don't give a shit. But I'm just looking at the ask change. So pretty much in your picture, I'm just looking at these numbers change as soon as possible. I want to see these numbers here change. 648, 30, 40, 630, 648, and we'll leave that number redundant. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 60, 50. 60, 70, 80, real quick. All right, F it. I'm in because the trigger's 649 and I think it's going to go. And I don't really say, I'm going to only enter if I see 648.90. But you're trading Tesla and it's too effing quick. And maybe by the time it gets to 648.90, it's already at 649.30. And you're like, oh shit, now I'm late. Baby, you could call me anything you want, just don't call me late for dinner. And that's what you're doing. You're coming in late for dinner. Okay. Some stocks seem like they're doing Tai Chi, while others are doing the punching scene from Ip Man. Yeah, if you haven't seen Ip Man, it's pretty awesome. Guy does what is it, Wing Chun, Ip Man, and he's like million mile per hour hands. It's pretty good stuff. Love the reference. Anyway, where the ask and bid on the stock moves so fast back and forth that it may or may not be in unison and in the direction what you think the stock will move, while sometimes it's as if the bid missed the bus that takes it into the ask. Stop focusing on the effing bid. The only thing the bid allows you to do is know when your stock triggers. Period. That's it. Nothing else. The ask is where you're focused, or at least where I'm focused. Yes, you could look at the bid too, but that's not all the time making your decisions. You could glance at the bid if you want to hold or sell, but like we're talking about entry. Once you enter, it's really only one thing that I like to do is get my position to zero. It goes from zero to something, something to zero. That's it. Love these references. Step 3. You mark it in and move the cursor to sell to close. That's correct. While you mentally made note of what price, ask if marketed in. Did you buy it at? Not really. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. If you could glance quick, sure. It's fine. While dotting your I's between the bid on the level 2 of the stock and the bid at the level 2 of the options. Generally, when I am personally watching a Tesla, yes, your finger does go here to step 3. Your finger, your mouse, this cursor goes to step 3 after you click buy to open. That is correct. But really, just watching this is going to make your ultimate decision. So your finger is depressed here on the sell to close button. After it's like I could see it depressed down on the buy to open button. You depress your finger down on the sell to close button. And then if the stock, you have a good idea of where the stock is going. I mean, I'll give you an example. The offer here is at 648.30. What's going to change your mind after you buy it if this bid is at 648.20, 648.10, 648, 647.90, 647.85, 648.23? Is that going to change anything for you? Well, I'd prefer it to be higher. Sure, me too. And Tesla, in your example, a Tesla, because you're like, let's pretend it's not Tesla. Well, let's pretend that you're giving me an example of Tesla. Can you explain in the image what the marked as number 3 on the left side of the image is if trigger was the image marked as number 3 on the left side of the image? These are the open books over here. So he's asking basically what this is over here. These are lower bids, but I mean, I would ignore them. I don't know why they're so low on your screen. There's maybe a setting you could change, but really, who gives a shit? Really, you're watching Tesla, the only thing you care is on this top one right over there, if you're watching the bid, that is. Okay. Thus, assuming that there is a short of a mental level of 575, a short? Huh? What? You attached another PDF. All right. I'll use this one for now. Um, so how do you okay, so you're asking me, are these different questions? Or are they the same questions? I think they're the same. Thus, assuming that I see there's a short of a mental, I don't understand what this whole thing means. You are going long and now you're assuming there is a short? Never. Step 4, exit within 3 seconds if trade fails or fails to gain momentum in your direction or moves and 10 seconds or 20 cents in your direction. This I have not experienced being in the green as much, but want to throw it in because I'm struggling with exiting with smaller losses. How about this? I think your entire psychology needs to change. How about this? If you buy something and you're down money after a few seconds, most of the time I like to sell. You can make up your own judgment. If you buy something and you're up money, on the contrary, you can either hold or sell. That's my mentality, personally. That's how you get rid of the struggling with. I wouldn't turn this into mathematics here. I know you want something very 3 or 10 seconds, and I know that helps you understand it better. But I don't want to put you in the box. As soon as I say that it's 8 seconds, 9, 10, 11, you're automatically going to do stupid shit. So you're looking at the offer to make sure it's going in your desired direction. This is really an amazing email. If ask and triggers and bid never triggers, then it doesn't trigger. What you're asking is if the ask is above the trigger level and the bid never triggers, I do not enter the trade, then you're not front running. The whole point is to front run before you know the answer to that question. So if there's a trigger at $500 and the offer is at $499.80 when I decide to buy it, the stock is going to trigger or not trigger. I'm not waiting to make a decision based on that. Yeah, my decision might be to sell the effing stock if it's elevating towards that level quickly. I buy it, and then the stock starts dropping and going down. I'm going to be like, oh, F you, bye-bye. If I need to re-enter, I still have the trigger at $500, and it never triggered yet because I bought the effing thing at $499.80. The trigger is at $500. If I buy it and it doesn't go to I buy it, it drops immediately. It's out of the like an ex-girlfriend who slaps you in the face, just like right out the door. Bye. And then if she comes back and she's just like, just wants to become that type of buddy with you, then maybe you try it again when it comes back to $499.80. But you know that's not healthy for you. But you still have another chance to do it. If the ass triggers and the bid has 100 print for the trigger, huh? A front run. But everything below it is lower. Do I still enter, or would that be a very low conviction? I am. Wow. That question is confusing to me. So let me just answer it in my way, that the best I can. A trigger is at $100. Let me see if I could explain it to you like this. Let me see if I could explain it to you. Okay. All right. So look, you're looking at a Mark 1. It's a 1-minute chart. It goes up, and you're like, "Oh my God." We look at the volume, it's a chart reset or whatever. It looks great. You put in this, and then on the next bar, I'm like, "Hey guys, do you like it? Do you like it? Do you like it?" And then all the women say yes. I filter out all the men who answer me, and then I try to go for this trade. So let's say right over here, this will be the top of the trigger for the Mark 1, right over there. Let's say that is the Mark 1 trigger. It's the top of this candle right here. And then we have another bar coming in here and it's going up. I'm making this shit up, but it's an accurate generalization. Maybe I'm buying here. And then what happens is considering I bought there, the candlestick would have had to go there, right? Let's say the candle got right there and I bought. Now, one of two things happen from this point, right? The stock's going to go down. It's really not going to stand still. I mean, that's very unlikely. Anything's possible, but let's take accurate generalizations here. Or the stock shoots up. Now, in my personal experience, why we're the most consistent room here in T3 and on Wall Street, in my humble opinion, based on the statistics that I see and based on what all the members say, the stock's either going to do something stupid like this, as a generalization, or something stupid like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be in a position. You're going to be in this position right over here. You're going to see this position right over here. And when you bought in at this green line, you might be losing a little bit. But over here, a lot of times after the candlestick does that, a lot of times I'm taking a loss right there from where I entered. So if the green bar is where I enter and I see the shit pulling down right away, considering it didn't go up, and if it goes up, I'm usually selling in the black line's the trigger. I wait for it to trigger. I'm usually selling either, and I'll make it in purple. I'm either selling over here, or over here, or over here, or over here. And I really don't know how hard the effing stock is going to pop up before I can't take it anymore. I get excited and I sell it. And what you actually end up seeing, considering I front ran this on the green bar over here, what you actually end up seeing is, you know, I'll show you the range of money I potentially made. So the range of money that I potentially made was either this much or this much. And this is an accurate, as a generalization, this is very accurate for my trades. Or this much. I don't know. That's up to the market. That's not up to me. And if I'm wrong, as a very accurate generalization, I'm losing this much. See that? Do you guys understand why why our shit works? This is why you're all consistent. Most of you are consistently profitable traders in the room. This is why you guys are coming in with these shitty 3 and 4 figure accounts and turning it into 6 figures, sometimes 7, because you guys follow this shit. That's why you are making money. Okay. And rinse repeat, of course. Absolutely. So, for example, if we assume in the example, so the bid has, oh, nope, nope, nope. Now you're asking about a trigger. Everything else would be below in the 5 cent. That's bullshit. There's no 575 range below. And I know what you're talking about here. It's bullshit, meaning it's not true, but I know what you're saying. What you're saying isn't bullshit, but what you're talking about is bullshit. What you're talking about, what he's talking about here is below this 648.21 bid, Tesla is $73 lower after these 300 shares are gone. Now, I don't know why your software is showing that. There's a way to show the level 2 differently with certain books. I'm not sure how it is. Call up Schwab and ask them. Because no, if 648.21 lifts, the stock cannot drop 70. There's a 10% circuit breaker. It would be impossible for the stock to go to like 575.50 on the next level. And I know that's what you're talking about. And I understand you're legitimately scared of that. And no, that's not the case. That's no. So don't worry about that. That's just, you're not seeing all the bids. Trust me. Would you assume that it would be a very quick speedwise trade? Because if that print clears, it would fall to 575 price and put your entry on the negative side. If I lost $73 in Tesla and I lost more than 10% before a circuit breaker kicked in, which would be automatically on Tesla, that would be the first time I've ever seen that happen in my entire life. It would have to be somebody hacking the stock exchange, turning off their circuit breaker model, while Tesla was trading in real time, while somebody comes out and shorts hundreds of millions of shares in Tesla in like second. I mean, in my head, that's what we're talking about here. So don't worry about that. It's bullshit, meaning there's more bids underneath there. Trust me. That's so cute. All right. Does that mean more buffer on the bid or continuous offers? Buffer, I mean 6 foot in. Yeah, some. Well, I don't know what you mean by that. I feel there is some very obvious relation between the bid versus ask that some Newsbeat Live members are able to catch that I am failing to see. Stop looking at the F word bid while you're trading a Tesla. If you're trading a thin shit scammy pump and dump. I trade $5 stocks with 1, 2, 3 million shares of volume, and I'm pumping it to my community so I can make money, followed by flaunting and flaunting my P&L to the community, which helped make me that money, and act like that I'm doing something good. Stop watching the effing bid. If I had to set a rule for myself, I would like to put something more in addition to seeing 100 prints on the bid site. All right, I know it's your first email. Stop talking about the effing bid. What could it be? Asking Fred. I know you are. Do folks stick either to bid only or ask only in Newsbeat live rooms if they can comment? That would be great. Asking for thank you. And this is honestly, this is probably one of the best thought-provoking emails that I have seen in a very long time. And even though I'm talking about saying like stop doing this, it's because you are having these thoughts and they're very logical, well thought out thoughts. And by slamming down some of the shit you're saying as bullshit, you're going to learn to ignore it because it's bullshit. And some of the things you're focusing on that are good, I'm going to say focus on because it's good. This is one of the best emails I've gotten all year, actually. Um, Next email I plan to send on, can't wait, will be a list of check marks that are indicators of a very high conviction trade. After I nail this one down, thank you for your help. Wow. I am actually going to save your email. You wrote it out beautifully. And what I'm actually going to do is if I can share this PDF in the room. I don't know if I can. Let's find out. Um, let's see if I could drag it in. Nope. Only images and GIFs are supported. Let's see if I could download your JPEG. Let's see if I could post your JPEG in the room because you wrote all your questions in your JPEG. There we go. That is the gentleman's email. There you go. Post it in the room. Very good stuff. Thank you. Good stuff. Tilted is the title of this email. Whoa. Whoa. All right, let's try that again. Let's copy and paste. Ooh, keep going. There we go. Hey, Mark. So today was a bad day. Little background, since it's Friday, I traded Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies a lot in this last run up and made good money. I don't know if you remember, I had told you I'd bought a franchise a couple years ago that I had to shut down due to COVID. A lot of the money for that came from my crypto gains. I was fine with the recent move up in Bitcoin, or at least I thought so, but the move over 22,000 got to me a little yesterday. It could have something to do with eating carbs, which I normally avoid during the week. Very excellent. Usually, when people F up on their diet, other aspects of their life start to decline. That is a very, they say you are what you eat, but I wouldn't even want to tell you what I am if that were true. But after shoveling a lot of snow yesterday, I got hungry and ate carbs, which also led to an unrestful sleep. So now your sleep's effed up, your diet is messed up, your head is messed up. All these things are effed up. And then seeing Tesla up this morning, which I had calls in but sold for a loss on the down day, started the tilt. I did one good trade, a one and done in Airbnb, but seeing that keep running after it pushed me further over the edge. So Airbnb was a name that we called using our overnight service. We called it as an overnight long here on Wednesday. When it closed at 137.99, the stock hit pretty much 20 points higher in 2 days. Just to give you a little context of where he's talking about here in the stock. I started to trade Apple on bad setups and started to increase size, thinking that the market owed me the gains I lost. I've really been trading Apple's been a real pain in the ass post split. I used to love Apple. Post-split, what a shitty stock. The tilt continued and I started to average down. And seeing sets I wanted, not the ones that were actually there. The two things that saved me from having bigger losses was one, your calls on Baidu, which I also held too long but did reverse a big chunk of my losses. But most importantly, I knew I was going to share my trades with you and would have to write this email. The only thing I did right was that I shut off trading once the alarm I set to stop trading went off at 10:45 a.m. Attached are my trades for the day. As always, thank you for your help and wisdom. Let's see what you did here, bro. All right. Um, boop, boop. Um, zoom in. All right. So you come in, you trade Airbnb. Are these? Yeah, these are all. So these are all in the right time, right over here. So this is in the morning. Come in, trade Airbnb. Um, you effing crush it. You effing crush it. Airbnb. You do whatever it is. What do you do? Um, a one and done. You did our one and done on BND. Then you did a Mark 1 on shit Apple. Can't Such a hard name to trade, but I know we called it out here. We made money on Tuesday when Apple was running. I get it. But in general, what a shit name to trade. So, You did what on what? Whoops. Done with this one. Done with that one. Let's see. Okay. So you bought 30 calls of Apple at 936 on what you claimed was a Mark 1. Okay. So he bought Apple right over here. Okay. What he called a Mark 1. All right. That is not a Mark 1. That is a Mark 1 like I am Sally, the first Jewish astronaut. Okay? That's not a Mark 1. That is you making up words in your head. And I don't like the you're tilted because you took a shit trade that wasn't even a methodology. Now, why was it a shit trade? Not because it didn't work. It was a shit trade because you called it a Mark 1, but and I'm changing these tips by the way to rules. I mean, I think I'll put that on me. Works best when the stock is trading above the VWAP and ADMA. The ADMA and VWAP are my yellow and orange lines here. You're buying it right over here. You're clearly below both of them. Can take profits. Works best when you're trading above the first 1 minute candlestick high. Tip 7, which is going to be a rule. This is the 1 minute candlestick high. So you just simply threw them out the window. And that's what went wrong. And I mean, I know you know this already, but I just wanted to point out that it wasn't you just tilting by adding to this shitty position. It was actually you tilting from doing something completely out of bounds, way off base. Like, holy shit, were you doing the exact opposite thing? So the tilt, and this is important to know, which is why I'm bringing it up. The tilt did not start when you decided to hold this shitty Apple position right here that you leaned into heavier, 40 seconds later. You tilted when you bought this thing in the first place. Let me look at your Airbnb one and done now that we're talking about it. Oh, big green bar. Breaks the next green bar. Beautiful. That's what a one and done should look like. That's an okay strategy. Whether you gained or lost, it makes sense. You're calling it a one and done right over here. That's exactly what it is. This So just so we're clear, this should have been in yellow. Because you put where you effed up in yellow and what you did well in green, and I love the color coding. But this should be super yellow because that's where it all started. When you actually decided to buy Apple in the first place over there. And then you add, and then total tilt, and then you catch one of our, and you still need to tag Apple because that effer owes you something. So at the end of the day, you tag in 50 Apple contracts and lose 3 cents because Apple obviously owes you money. It took it away from you early. So you show today's total, negative $905. If you didn't tilt, $793. And I do think it has a result to do with your diet and everything that you're pointing out. My help and wisdom is stick to your diet. That's the first time that you tilted, when you actually started eating foods that you normally don't. That is actually where you tilted. So, and then it led to you doing, in my opinion, an Apple trade, which broke every rule. And then after you break the rules once, it's easy to break it again and double down. Hi, Mark. I just wanted to share a little about my week. I've been doing pretty well for the last few months, but would from time to time have that one trade that would erase a chunk of those gains. The thing that would get me was taking a trade that just didn't fit any of your strategies or anyone else's, but it just looked right in that instant. And when it went against me, compounding the mistake by holding or doubling down, another one of these doubling downs. Going into tilt and having a monetary lapse of common sense. These were usually trades right at the open or very early in the session. Monday was one of those days when I took a trade I shouldn't have, doubled down, and then Schwab had their system issues and shut me out as the position went against me. This took me to a new level of toxicity. When I got back into SSE, I closed the position as soon as I could for a sizable loss. That night, I filed a dispute with Schwab, and they told me it could take up to 20 days to resolve the issue. Although I thought I'd get at least some money back, it was still a painful, toxic event that it taught me, once again, the lesson that I need to stick to the rules. Why take trades that don't follow any known strategy? That's why I tell people always highlight your strategy. It's so important. Just take the trade Mark likes, or at least take the trades that follow the C strategy rules, which we show you for free. Let the hunch trades go away and wait for the right trade to come along. They always do. Isn't that the truth, bro? The rest of the week, I was green every day. I avoided the one and dones. I followed your lead on a lot of trades. I made a conscious effort to be patient. I took some losses, but I kept them small. At the end of the week, I have recovered Monday's loss, even if I don't get more dollars back from Schwab. Something that helped me was to write down a few rules and recite them before the opening bell. No one and dones, wait for Mark's lead, etc. I put sticky notes on my monitor saying things like, "What's the strategy here?" or "Bail out, take the loss." Things I know to do or know not to do. This is a real healthy thing. Put it right in front of your face so you see the shit. I know that there's nothing worse for me than getting in the hole right off the bat and then trying to salvage the day, but it's hard to get all psyched up for the day and then make a conscious effort to wait. Ready, set, wait. However, I realize that my day goes so much better when I have the discipline to wait. I know good setup is coming. I know you're going to find something. I know the room is going to find something. Just wait for it. Ain't that the truth? I appreciate that you repeatedly stressed to remain calm. Wait for the setup. Stick to the rules. I think I'll add that to a sticky note. Thanks for all you do. P.S. Love the Alco support callouts. Excellent email. I think you're able to grow from this. I think you're able to grow from this, and you're pointing out what you do, what you needed to fix in your trading. You pointed out what you needed to change in your trading. Cheers, Newsbeat Live Room. Next email. Hi, Mark and everyone. I'm not really writing to ask any questions this time. Just express to and with people who can really understand. I give myself a D plus at best for the day. First, I spotted Baidu and called it out in the room. It felt good to know that I'm developing speed and had something legitimate to contribute to the room. I was bummed that I could not type fast enough to call the developing setup. I think it was a Mark 1 setting up, but I don't remember clearly. The day's kind of a blur. Actually, I'm thinking I need to take a typing course so I can be a better member here. I see other members calling out strong names and great setups every day. Then I feel like crap because I have to use their and your calls, Mark, to trade and can't give back most of the time yet. Don't worry about this. This is what a family is about. It's not about, could you imagine in my family if it was all about equal contribution in every sense of the way? Can you imagine I'd go up to my 5 year old and 2 year old, I'd be like, yo, buy your own damn Hanukkah gifts, buy your own damn toys, pay for your own damn school, get up and get a job. Like, could you imagine that was their life? Or my wife was like, Mark, you take care of everything in this household. You take care of the kids. You get them ready. You do this. You cook for them. You do that. You clean the clothes. You do. I'd be like, holy shit. Don't worry. Don't worry if you need to take. There's nothing wrong with taking. The way I started this entire show tonight was thanking the Newsbeat Live members because they helped me make tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars this week. So love you guys. Thanks a lot. Couldn't do it without you. Do I feel bad? Well, no, I have a mic in front of my face. I did contribute. Yes, I get it. I'm the person with the mic in front of their face. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. For the first time today, I knew with absolute confidence I had a good offering. You damn right you did. I effing. I'm not logged into my system. If I had to guess what I made on Baidu today, I don't know, 7, 8 grand in Baidu, maybe more. In fact, I couldn't believe this happened even once, like ever. I'm not trying to be like, oh, look at me. I'm trying to say that I was happy to find something really good even before you said it, Mark. And that's effing awesome. You are so fast and so are so many others here. It's mind-boggling to me at this point. I just want to be a useful part of the team. Being part of the team, it's okay. It's okay. I traded Baidu and nailed the setup. I took 5 contracts, sold 4, let one run too long, and gave Baidu everything back almost to the penny later. I lost belief in Baidu and jumped on Roku that I was also watching, took 3 contracts, didn't get out fast enough. I was just about to take a small loss, literally clicking to sell the exact second the big drop happened. I was in the trade going sideways for about 6 minutes, way too long, and paid for it dearly. This is your first mistake. You decided to hold it. You know what I do a lot of times when I buy a stock and it's not moving? I say F you, taking a small gain or loss, don't even care. Just something is sus. Warning, something is suspect, bro. The stock isn't moving and I bought it. What the F? Bye. It's like inviting a girl over your house, and you invite her over your house, and you're sitting there, you pour her wine, you pour her a drink, you pull out Booth's secret stash of Blue Label that he has just lying around, and you pour her a drink, just like that. And to make sure she drinks as much of it as possible while trying to get inebriated as possible, you try to dilute it with some orange juice, and you go like that. And then you give her the drink, and you're like, you're really trying to work it hard. You come to her and you give her the drink, she takes the drink, and you know you're like, baby, I've never felt this way about anyone before. When we go out, it's like magic. When you go home, it feels like my life is so empty without you. I just don't know what I would do without you in my life. You give my life purpose, fulfillment. I feel that there's an empty hole inside my heart and soul in which your presence and aura can only fill. Baby, I love you. Now imagine you say that, and she's sitting there like this. And you're sitting there looking at her like, huh? This girl crazy? She's just sitting there like this. She's not moving. She's not like, oh, I love you too. Or she's not like, look, chill. I don't have those feelings. She's just sitting there looking at you like this. And you're sitting there and you're looking back at her. The only exception is you're looking back at her for 6 minutes, doing absolutely nothing for 6 minutes. Awkward. You're 10 seconds have passed. You're way past the awkward silence point. And you're sitting there and she's still like this. And you're sitting there like this for 360 seconds. And you're sitting there like, you're going to say something back? Or you're going to say no or yes or no? Neither. Just going to stay there and do nothing for 6 minutes. And instead of saying, okay, this girl's a little crazy, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Get the F out of my. Are you alive? Hello. What's wrong with you? You're like, I'm just gonna sit here and hang out and just look at her in the face after I poured open my heart to her and opened up a position in her. Right? So you open up this position and you're sitting there watching it for 6 minutes going sideways. That's not why That's not why you spent $85 on dinner with the second cheapest bottle of wine on the menu. That's not why you did that. Yet, here you are. Dump the shit as quickly as possible, as quickly as you humanly can. Yep. So, yeah, you waited way too long. And then you realize she was just looking at you like this because she actually did collapse. You had to call the ambulance. They came over, they removed her from your apartment. Her parents came over. The father's coming at you like flailing his arms, trying to kill you. What'd you do to my daughter? Why didn't you get rid of her after she looked at you weird? And you're sitting there just, bag holder. Then I saw it go up, got pretty bitter. Oh, and then she was like, sorry, I had a brain aneurysm. I love you too. And then that's what made you FOMO. But she was sus in the beginning, bro. I am making a lot of great decisions, actually far more good than bad, but today I made bad decisions out of fear. I absolutely killed FireEye on paper, but my bad decisions are making me super miserable. By the way, thank you, Boogie, for calling out FireEye and Corsair. Actually, thank you everyone for your calls. I really do appreciate the effort people make when they do that correctly or not, and I'm genuinely thankful to all of you who do that do. Many times I traded FireEye so well I had runners and bought and paid for starting after it hit 16, but the second they even started to look like they might go down, I sold them. I was just so afraid of losing, I sold my chances to really win after the Roku and Baidu losses. I was toxic from them, but at the time I didn't know how badly. It's partly the money I didn't make, but much, much more the bad decisions out of fear. I have no excuse for not being up many hundreds of dollars. I was in the perfect position to be 4 times with options Baidu paid for. I also did that once with Corsair from a gain to a loss like I did with Baidu. I made I made great decisions to get to that point and made mind-numbingly dumb decisions to mess up everything I was trying to accomplish. I do try to end with positive things, to not be a drag, and to make sure I tell myself some good things to remember. I think that it's important not just for me, but for everyone to do. So, on a few good notes, one, I am developing for the better in many ways. Two, to think getting runners is something I started being able to do over the last 2 weeks is a big thing. Three, another big thing is that I can actually trade my way back from being down. That only started happening over the past couple weeks as well. You're obviously growing. Four, I did end the day green, only $29, but that's a long way from where I was when I could not recover at all. Thanks for listening. I think it's a beautifully written email here. I think you're basically sharing, a real experience that you are able to go through today. And I think you really highlighted what you did wrong and what you did well and how you are still growing. And that's important. It's important to bounce back from situations like that as a trader. You need to be able to look at your day and like literally criticize it. I'll tell you. I'm having a fabulous month. Fabulous. I lost $2,800, about to maybe 2,900, 20. I really don't. Maybe it was 2,000. I don't give an F. It was 2,000 something dollars. Um, Still had an amazing week, but I look back and I always look at my results, and you'll only hear me talking about how much money I lost. Like when I give numbers, I don't just share what I gain because I'm not full of shit like every guru on Wall Street who can only show you the light but not show you the dark. So I highlight these losing days because usually on your losing days you have more to learn than on your winning days. I'm not saying winning days you don't have something to learn, but usually in my 21 years as a day trader and going on 14 years now, oh my God, as a broadcaster, in February will be 14 years. Can you effing believe that? That I've been trying to help people for 14 years and I've done a pretty shitty job at it really up until the last like couple years. Just being honest, like I would say 12 out of my four. I mean, I've gotten slightly better as the years went on. I wasn't like as bad year one as I was. I wasn't as bad year two as it was year one, year three as two, four, three. You know, you get that. But really, like, I effing suck, just like every other guru on Wall Street. And I mean all of them, because they just like really, it gets to the point of a guru where you just want to see people succeed. And by helping people succeed, you have to take everything. You have to take the good, you have to take the people who are struggling. And that's why I could go to my room and ask them how many of you are having a tremendously consistent P&L, and 75% of my room will say yes. Again, I encourage you, if you think I'm full of shit, if you think whatever, if you think what I'm saying is out of bounds, go to whatever trading room you're in right now and ask the guru to ask this question. This is the question I want you to ask the guru. And if they give you an answer, considering they have more than, 100 people in the room, probably even 50 at this point, just literally and have them ask this question. Have them ask, are you finding tremendous P&L consistency with my plays? And I know it's kind of a weird number, 75%, because it looks like I could have asked four people, but we have the largest room here in T3, just so we're clear. And ask your room that, and have every single room on Wall Street, here, there, everywhere. This is why gurus don't get along with me. This is why, by the way, because of this. Because when they boast the P&L. When I show you something, I show you where people are on a massive scale, not just where I am. It's easy for me to show you six figures, seven figures. It's hard for them. It's hard for them to show you a successful room. I could show you 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, $60,000 of profits in days, and I make money. Wow, congratulations. Who the F cares? You're here to make money. I'm not trying to boost your confidence by flashing you what's inside my pants. I'm trying to show you confidence by flashing you what's inside 1,000 people's pants. Catch my drift? This is what they won't do. And what am I reading to you tonight? I'm focusing on people who are struggling. I'm reading you raw emails, focusing on them. People who are doing well, look how quickly I move through their emails. People who are struggling, I sit there and I talk about it. See the difference? This is what you will get right now if you sign up for this service. Links in the description. That's what you get here. This is not a game. This is trading. You are here to effing succeed. You need to learn what's effing happening. You need to not be nickel and dime and actually have a guru who knows how to help you, not some phony person who they give a false title to, who's here to teach you a load of bullshit because he's here pumping out small little names to a community. Ding. Change my mind. So, you know, just want to point that out. So when you see me going through this, you might be like, like all these. Yeah, this is how I get traders who are struggling, who've been for years struggling. That's how I get them into the profitable level. That's how I fight to do it, by going over with them, spending the time, doing the hard work, not selling them some bullshit course which overfloods you with information that is pretty much 98% or whatever guaranteed to fail you. Hi, Mark. And again, I'm not looking for a pat on the back. I just want you to be aware of how Wall Street works and how these trading rooms work and why I changed and why I was sucking before because I wasn't doing this. And this is how I got traders to the next level. I'm literally giving every guru out there the answer into taking people to the next level. The only problem is they're incompetent imbeciles who rely on a marketing budget to flow money in, and they don't care if 98% of the room leaves in a year because there'll be more marketing dollars coming in and it will justify it. The ends justify the means. And as soon as you swipe your card, doesn't effing matter how you do. It's great if you do well and you swipe again, don't get me wrong, but that's where it all ends. Just so we're clear. Hi, Mark. I was impressed how well you once handled a bad start for the day. I wish that one day I can handle adversity as professionally as you do. You will once you're consistently profitable. That's how I handle it. Otherwise, it'd be effing miserable. So after a couple of up days, I went back to red big time today with Tesla. My week turned red and the month is pretty much lost as well. I can't seem to move forward. I have 1 to 3 green days in a week, and even my good periods, the results seem to be completely random. I rarely have 4 green days in a week. The last time that happened was in September, and I have never had a longer winning streak than 5 days. My batting average is just getting worse every month with every strategy. Just check it out and be amazed. It seems that I still just don't get it. To me, it seems that somehow I just miss the winning trades and catch the losers. I keep telling myself that the reason that I am losing is that I still haven't learned enough of what happens when stocks go through triggers and how to execute the trades. I'm going to get back to this point right here. I'm studying enthusiastically the stock level 2 of my trades, hoping to fill the gap. I didn't notice any good one and dones in the morning, so the first trade I did was the Tesla Mark 1, and I took 2 front run losses in the 740 calls. All right, first of all, you are so effing out of the money. Like, how do you buy I'm serious, bro. Like, this is just my opinion. You can do whatever the F you want. Two things. One, the first 1 minute bar on Tesla today was red. Why the F did you do a one and done? Two, the one and done was effing phenomenal in Tesla today. You took the effing 740 calls. Holy shit, bro. I can't even zoom out and see it on my map. Look at that. It only goes up to, I don't know. I think it goes up to, look at that. I'm almost there. Look at the top right. Nope. 7:30, 9:13, and I'm completely off the map. Let's go to the daily. You're buying 740 calls on a Friday, and you're wondering why you did a successful one and done, which you shouldn't have done in the first place, and you lost money? Holy shit. This is where 740 is in Tesla. It opened up right here. You were hoping it got there, or at least some volatility. I understand what you're looking for. I know why you did it. I know the price of the calls were probably cheap enough for you to do. I get that part. Trust me. But holy shit. So just listen to what you're saying here. Listen to the psychology. I didn't notice any good one and dones in the morning. So the first trade, what do you mean so? Oh, I'm sorry. You took the Mark 1. Ha! I thought you did the Tesla one and done. All right. My apologies. So you did the Tesla Mark 1. That totally looks like a legitimate trade to me. I like it. Here's the thing. Tesla had issues with the options today. The CBOE answered issues. See how badly, like, I was like, oh my God, he did the one undone in Tesla when he did the Mark 1. You see? Because that's how much it hurts me if a member is doing something wrong. I want to point it out. I want to show it to them. That's why I react that way. I stand mistake. I stand corrected. Am I sorry for yelling? No. I want to effing yell at you more to the point. You know what I want to be? You ever see that NBA coach? You ever see like Tom Thibodeau? He's like the coach of the Knicks. You ever see Tom Thibodeau? No, yeah, he's the coach of the New York Knicks. Here's like some of Tom Thibodeau here, all right? He's like, dude is always angry. That's Tom Thibodeau. That's like me when you're showing me your trades. This is also me when you show me your trades. I am exactly that guy. I'm like, no, no. And that's why he's an effing amazing coach. I'm like that. I'm like that. This is how I am when I'm looking up at your trades, when you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing. I'm like that when I'm explaining it to you. When I don't understand what the F you're saying, that's what I'm like. I'm like, what? Huh? Huh? Just like that. That's exactly what I look like when I'm angry. And if you really piss me off, you get the one eye partially closed while the other one is fully open. So, there. Do it out of love, passion. Anyway, um, where was I? After this, I was down over $50, and my buying power was below 350. So all that was left to do was try to make one or two patch up trades. In the out of the money calls, I took one. I mean, I don't. I know your account's down. I know your account is down, bro. You went for a 700, and your call was like $100 out of the money expiring on a Friday. Now my buying power was at 130, and I thought that was it. Like clockwork, Baidu started exploding just then. The first Mark 1 seemed to turn every Tesla loser into a winner again, and I felt some serious FOMO when I realized I could have bought one $200 call since it was just over a dollar and easily catch at least 20 cents, ending my day on a positive note. I thus later FOMO'd into one Baidu trade with a 205 call and actually made $4 in it. All in all, I think I took the hit today a little better than I have done previously. Despite getting the rug pull immediately after small success, I'll tell you right now, again, CBOE was reporting issue with Tesla options today with the inclusion. That's what I call a fluke. Really. Like if I could define a fluke, I don't make excuses for shit. I'm that thought Tom Thibodeau guy. But that was a fluke, brother. Despite getting the rug pull immediately after a small success, I hope you have time to analyze my journal, my trades, even though they're the same as yours. And there might not be a lot to say about them. Well, I highly doubt they're the same as mine because I did a shit ton of trades today throughout the day, as I do almost every day on my callouts. All right. So you lost. I'm just going to print this for viewers like you on YouTube to watch. Let's go ahead and look at it. Okay. Let's see what you did here. All right, you lost $60 today. Bro, I'm just telling I know I talk about this so often. I can't get down with that. I can't get down with how far out of the money you go. I understand that the trade could work or fail. I understand in the larger context of things you didn't lose a lot. I understand in your account context of things you did lose a lot. I get it. Um, I get that. Chart reset Mark 1. Let me just look at your. And then you did the Baidu one at 1018. Let's take a look at that too. Right over here? Nope. Right over here. Okay. I respect that. Looks like a good trade to me. And I understand you made, you know, $4 in that, 13 cents or 6 cents on the options minus your commissions. But I'll tell you, bro. I'll tell you, bro. I can understand. I don't like the 205 call in Baidu. I prefer the 200. I cannot wrap my head around this shit on a Friday with calls that deep. Now, normally calls that deep aren't that priced on a Friday. I know it's because of S&P inclusion today in Tesla. I mean, I lost 5 figures on Tesla today. Very rare. Very rare. Maybe the first time in my life on Tesla that I lost 5 figures. It happened today. That aside, Tesla had issues with the options. I get it. I still could not take those strikes. I cannot fathom buying these options right over here. I cannot fathom buying them. You bought a 700, I know buying power, $780 call at 9:43 a.m. So right here, Tesla is breaking. I even see why you liked it. I get it. I like this setup too. I see it. I see it. And it didn't even trigger right over there. Triggered on the next bar. I get it. I don't even think your selection was bad in terms of what you were looking for the stock to do. But a 780 call, bro, when the stock is 680. You bought a Tesla call expiring the same day on a Friday. That's $100 out of the money. I understand the buying power thing. I would just effing ignore the stock today in your situation personally. I know hindsight, right? But I need you to consider, I can't tell you what to do, but I need you to consider that in the future, at least as part of your thought process. I'm not even crazy about the Baidu 205 that you took, but that made a shit ton more sense to me. That made a shit ton more sense to me. A Baidu 205, considering it's went over $200 today by 10:30 or whatever. That makes a shit ton more sense to me than what, buying a 780 call, you know? My thoughts overall, my thoughts overall, I can't really say why you were having red days before. I know you're showing your stats here, and I want to look at this. So, um, wow. So overall, the one and done has been your best trade. Okay, the one and done has been your best trade. And I know these are very, modest numbers, and I know you're modestly trying to have these things click as you still have an account. I respect that. I respect that. But do Canadians have access to Fidelity? Do you guys know that? Do Canadians have Fidelity? I don't know. Oh, you're Finnish. All right. Do Finnish people have Fidelity? Because you don't have Schwab, obviously. So I don't even know. I understand why you went deep out of the money in Tesla. And I see because, the buying power thing and you're buying still even an expensive $4 call. I get it. And then you drop down to like a dollar call. All right. Well, the August total, September total. Do you have a December total? That's a day total. All right. So, you're down 89 for October, down 212 for November, and you're down so far 115 this month. Question. And I'm trying to figure this out with you. Have you tried the Know Your Limit strategies, the Know Your Limit 8 or Know Your Limit 21? I'm just curious as I look at this. Is that something you've tried at all? I'm not saying you're good or bad at them, I'm just asking. All right. I'd like to know the answer to that. All right. Yeah, the worst hit rate. Okay. I guess all I can say, all I can really say in a situation like this, and again, you're doing this on Interact. What software are you using again to do this? IB? Okay, IB. How? I'm just curious. I need to ask this. Um, can you just go to Google and type in speed test on top, and then click this, and then just after you click go, tell me what it shows you. Like what happens when you click go? Just curious. Oh wait, I want to know the answer to this. What does yours actually say? I mean, all right, download 95 and upload. Hmm. I am literally like cat got my tongue. I'll tell you right now, cat got my tongue. Yes, I could tell you not to trade those out of the money options, and I think I think today's a very bad example. And yes, you did trade the Baidu, and I think if you had more going with the Baidu throughout the day, you would have obviously been better off with the Tesla, but Tesla was a unique fluke. Honestly, I want you to send me your Monday's results, win or lose, because it's just such a bad day. Yes, the options you took in Tesla for me, I would never do in a million years, but Tesla was weird today. I mean, 85 meg, I mean, his internet seems fine to me. Harry thinks it's his strike. So I agree, strike selection is awful. And honestly, maybe just Tesla's not for you. Because in order to get a cheap Tesla option, you have to go stupid out of the money. Okay. I know I'm a little bit behind on the emails. Hey, Mark, just a quick question. Why do you prefer out of the money options rather than in the money? It's just what I choose. It's just my personal preference. I do well with them and make money. There's no other reason. Have a good night, brother, and thank you for your time and effort. That's really the only stupid reason I have. Um, that's the only stupid reason I have. Next email. Mark Melnick. I am amazed that you share your knowledge, your experience, your time, and genuinely want the room to find success with options. I've gone over the master video many times. The strategies you have created are the real deal. They lead to the desired destination. I was lost with a little direction for option trading, working on the algo course too. Thank you. I was green, 8 out of 8 today, $204. Appreciate you sharing. Great job. And keep up the amazing work. I appreciate you sharing. You shared your trades, which come up funky, but I did read them and they look good. Mark, I believe my annual membership expires this week. Okay, it's time to make you my best friend forever right now until you swipe again, and then I'm going to forget who you are. As we head into the new year, I would like to say thanks for the best year I've. Oh, whew. Okay, you made money. All right, then you're already going to swipe. No concerns there. As we head into the new year, I would like to say thanks for the best year I have had in trading. I've been at it about 3 years. A couple of questions in regard to next year. Will you at some point resume the earnings plays? Maybe. Do you plan to keep the overnight ideas going? Yes. After having, the COVID thing sort of removed companies giving forward guidance. As soon as that comes, I should be coming back. I didn't remove it. COVID removed it, not me. After having been in the room for a year, I continue to struggle. Oh, I keep thinking it will finally click and roll, but oh, wait, hold on. Is this the same email? Oh, yeah, it is. So, off of the same email, he has the best year thanking me. And hold on. All right, so just making sure. After having been in the room for a year, I continue to struggle. I keep thinking it will finally click and roll, but has yet to really happen. I understand the setups and follow many of yours. I think I understand the front run as well. In a way, I'm probably being too tentative and just need to get more aggressive. In the final analysis, I am attempting to assess whether this room is for me long term. I'm sure others have been through this. Any thought on direction are appreciated. So, I'm a little confused. You're saying and you're saying it's the best year you've had in trading, but I don't know what you mean by struggle. Like you're not making it enough money, but you're making? I'm assuming because you had the best year of trading. And at the end of your email here, you're asking, I'm sure others have been through this. Any thoughts and direction are appreciated. I don't know where, I mean, I personally cannot see where you're struggling, but just saying, I struggle. I had the best year. Thank you, but I'm struggling, but I don't know what in what aspect you are struggling. Um, I also don't know. I mean, you're saying you're attempting to assess if this room is for you long term. Um, Maybe yes, maybe no. In the same email, you're also saying you're having your best year, and then in the same email, you're saying you continue to struggle. I got an idea. How about you tell me, you tell me, um, Christy thinks you missed some stuff I used to do, like more of the earnings and overnights. I did some overnights this week. I'll definitely get back to the earnings if I feel I could do them consistently. I'm not going to be a dipshit that gives you small caps to short and call it a service and pretend that I'm doing something valuable. Um, Instead, I'd rather see if I can make it work, and then I'm not going to upsell you on it if I do it. I'll either do it or I won't. And I won't do it if I don't feel I could do it consistently, and I will do it if I do think I could do it consistently. In terms of overnights, minor loss in Moderna for me today, very, very minor, and big winner in Airbnb. Did you take those? Have to tell me where you're struggling. You have to tell me what defined it as your best year and a struggle year. And I can't really tell you personally thoughts on direction if you should or should not uh, be with this service, but I really don't know, my brother. I really don't know the answer to that. If you gave me more details, if you're like, this is where I'm struggling, or this is why it's the best year, I would be able to understand it more. But I couldn't tell you yes or no based on the information you provided. I guess deep down, this is what I would do without knowing any of where you're struggling, which I most accessible guru on Wall Street. I would say talk with someone you love, whether it's if you have a wife, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a parent, a friend, a neighbor, somebody. Tell them what's going on in your life and ask them for advice and dig down, ask them for advice, take their advice, and then deep down inside you, think about everything where you are, where you were, and where you have come at the end of the year, and then make a decision if you feel like the service is for you. That's what I would personally do. Hey, Mark, sorry for your down day. All good, brother. I hope good will come out of it. After my big day this week, I was aware that I could have had a big down day that often hits people. I started trading Thursday and everything was going well. I was up 2 to 3,000. Then I had to step away. Before I stepped away, I followed the rule. I made sure to check that my positions were closed before leaving, and thank God I did. Turns out I had clicked buy when I was trying to sell my Amazon contract, so I had a double size and they were down. I I quickly sold them for a loss on a trade that was originally green. I was down 2,000 after that. Not as bad as it could have been if I didn't follow the rule of checking my positions. Holy shit, that's scary. I stayed away from trading till 3 p.m., came back, and ended the day up 800, so that loss I had last month saved me from a bigger loss today. Today I got beat down early in the Tesla trades, just like you and a lot of other traders. Instead of sizing up, I sized down. Good. I was down 5,000 and ended up coming back to only down 2,000 thanks to some good callouts. Then in the afternoon, I saw something interesting. The market was pulling, and so was Amazon. Each time the Qs had a big drop, Amazon would drop, but there would be like a 3 to 5 second delay. I paper trade this and went small size when I saw the strategy working and scalped down moves. I stopped trading it with 30 minutes left in the day due to crazy moves in the market. I didn't feel like getting caught, and I ended the day up $8,000. So at least for now, I avoided a big down day. I didn't call out the idea in the room because it's not a real strategy we use. I just saw it working and took advantage of it, and that's perfectly fine. But the moral of the story is when I was down, I didn't size up. I sized down and waited for good setups. This is the biggest week of my trading career. Congratulations. It felt like I had my own ATM. I'm looking forward to next week. Cheers to you and my Newsbeat family. Great job. Keep you and keep you and your wife and the two beautiful twins right there that you have working good. Beautiful comeback, doing the right thing, and be thankful to this woman here who's up early in the morning so you could sleep and trade. Making 8 grand a day, you Newsbeat, bro. Damn, it's good stuff. Um, hmm. All right. Here's the next email. Back for the close. Hey, Mark. Took a walk to gather my thoughts, had lunch, now back to the skirmish. $154.02 green, 6 out of 6 so far today. Good stuff. Awesome, awesome stuff. Hi, Mark. I just finished my best week since coming into the room in July. 2 weeks ago, I emailed you in regards to my problem of taking a large loss when I need to be taking a smaller loss. Over the past 2 weeks, my main focus has been to protect myself by doing three key things. Keeping trades shorter. Out of 132 trades, 68 of them, which is slightly more than half, of them were 1 minute or less. My losses on average were 43 seconds longer than my winners. This is such key information. Most traders, in my experience, the majority of all you traders out there, your losses are take so much more time than your winners. It's crazy. Tearing down, but mostly avoiding lower conviction trades. Generally, I trade 4 contract positions, but on lower conviction trades, I found that 2 or 3 contracts was more comfortable for me. 2 contracts to take a quick scalp and another if it decided to run, focusing on good names. I found this to be ultimately important. There are some names, Roku for example, that are under normal circumstances I am better off avoiding. There are plenty of names that move with tight options and high volume that it doesn't benefit me to try names that I can easily get smoked in. I keep a list of names that I have had difficulty trading in the past, and the reason why, either they're whippy, wide spreads, options don't move. While I don't entirely avoid them, I need a very good reason to trade them, and I trade them carefully. You've been talking about trading stats during different times of the day, so here's how I've done over the past 2 weeks at different times of the day. The win percentage seems to hold steady, but the profit is about a tenth. 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., he bats 71% and averages $29.66 a trade. Between 11 a.m. and 3 p.m., the time where I don't like trading, he still averages 71%, but only makes $2.86 a trade, or 10% as much. After 3 p.m., he bats lower, only small sample size of 9 trades, but makes 467 per trade on average between his winners and losers. Other notes, the Mark 1 was my most used and most successful strategy at 25 out of 35, and I made half my profit from that strategy alone. Baidu and Tesla were my two best names, and Fastly was my worst. I've attached my trades for the last 2 weeks just to give you a bird's eye view of what I've been doing. Thanks for all that you do, and I look forward to the S marks and Monday morning. Take a look at your trades real quick. Just get a little glancy. And look, that's what a consistent trader looks like. Just printing that paper. Looks beautiful. I like how you analyze them all by strategy. You knew your exit price. You knew how long you were holding the trade. It's so important. You show the duration, and your average duration of the red trades here are so much longer on average. Sick. Great stuff. That's how you grow, brother. All right. Next one. For the Fireside, another little quick update. Good morning, my brother. I wrote this earlier in the day. Just wanted to do another little quick update. Today I focused solely on Roku to the upside and managed to scalp a nice little profit. I stayed away from Tesla these last 2 weeks. Tesla is just too wild for me. Expensive too. I'd like to share, if I may, that I started the month with under $1,000 on a cash account. So we started December with a cash account that was less than $1,000. You want to talk small account here. I needed the cash and cashed out my SSE account. So he had the money, he just took it out of his account because he needed it for something else. He re-entered trading this month, trading 1 to 2 contracts at a time, and has been working on building up my trading confidence. To our fellow Newsbeat family members having a hard time at the moment, please watch the master video. It's free education. Do not give up. Trade small and do not FOMO. You will get there. Just put in the work. I promise you it will pay in strides. Keep your head up. Stay positive. You can do this. I just love this message so much that you are going to get a blast tweet to the room. Love you, man. You're one of the most incredible human beings I've had the privilege of virtually meeting. Wishing you all a brilliant weekend. And what he did here was he shared a screenshot. He shared on November, check this shit out. Could you believe this shit? On November 23rd, whoops, not that one. One second. On November 23rd, he had 398. When he said under 1,000, he meant he was under $400 at one point. Then maybe he made a little here. Look how his account grew after December. Look at that. So from a sub $1,000 account, his 1 month change, $7,235 in a month, at a point where he had $398.89. And his advice, please watch the master video. It's free education. Do not give up. Trade small and do not FOMO. You will get there. Just put in the work. I promise you it will pay in strides. Keep your head up and stay positive. Don't underestimate that line right there. You can do this. Absolutely love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Good morning. I should start off by saying I'm doing fine and I'm financially stable, but I'm struggling to recover from the February to March crash due to a mistake I made with understanding margin, and I'm still down 70,000 from February. Okay. I know this won't be fixed overnight, but I need assistance with my psychological toxicity. I feel depressed since it's difficult for me to get over my loss mentally, and I feel stupid for my losses. Certainly, money is not the most important thing, and I'm grateful for everything else in my life, but I'm struggling to get past my mistakes. I'm reaching out without really knowing what to ask for. I think part of it is understanding if I'm not the only one who has made a mistake like this. Oh, I promise you, you are not the only one who's made a mistake like this. Where I got squeezed out at the lows and didn't capture as much of the recovery as I could have. The COVID situation blindsided a lot of people. Don't beat yourself up. And perhaps it would help if you could share some success stories of people who have been down a lot but were able to recover. I believe this would give me the encouragement and light at the end of the tunnel outlook I need. Of course, any other advice you can give, I would appreciate. I wonder if God was trying to teach me a lesson. Don't say his name in vain. Was trying to teach me a lesson of not being greedy and showing me how, even though the amount of money I had was greatly reduced, my life was still the same or better. In other words, I shouldn't worship money. The health and love of my family and friends is more important, and money would never fix or solve that. This 2020 mistake crash also caused me indirectly to find you and other helpful trading services that will inevitably make me trade better for the rest of my life. Thanks a lot. Love you all. I'll tell you, psychologically, it's hard to bounce back from, a mistake that you said you made during the COVID crash. Can't beat yourself up for what the market did during the COVID crash. It was definitely very, 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 very tough time, obviously. But my advice, what I would do for myself, I can't tell you legally what to do. What I would do myself is I would just literally shut down the account and open up a new account with the same company that you're with. Because if you're growing from here, looking at your P&L, as soon as you log in and you look at your overall P&L and L and your account balance, it's going to always show down. I would literally just, personally, I can't tell you what to do. I would just shut the shit down, open up a new account, and just transfer the money into another account with a different account number and never see that shit for the rest of your life. Because that is something that you've already grown from, that is still bothering you when you look at it. There's nothing that you can do now that's going to change whatever happened during February and March in COVID. But by actually putting the money in a new account, you'll be able to psychologically overcome it more easily than seeing it in your face every time you log into your account balance. That's my 2 cents. Next email. Mark, awesome day today. Been working on sizing up for a month or longer now. CT's doc, calling out the CT. You get a West Side symbol right here and a drink. Calling out CT's doc in a conversation with Booth. Oh, calling out the Booth. Get a West Side symbol and a drink. Man, guys are going to turn me into an alcoholic. Um, re- Conversation with Booth really helped as I know they have recently been through the size up process. Your strategies work. I just needed the confidence to do more contracts. Today's 2.5 on Roku was what I needed, and this was from the other day, so I'm getting to the older emails now that I wasn't able to answer, which I promised I would, hence why I'm doing it. Today's 2.5 on Roku was what I needed and caught 90 cents on 20 contracts. That's 1,800 bucks in seconds. You made 1,800 bucks in seconds. It may have been my biggest trade ever. From there, I continued to front run, catching square, chewing a bunch of Tesla. Even managed to play Tesla perfectly, even with a front run loss at 12.14, only to catch it at 12.16 and 12.20 and 12.24. Mind you, all those Mark 1s were while I was on a Zoom for work and no even in the room. I just want to say thank you for all you do in teaching me to fish. Let's take a lookie. Ooh, huh. Took a $400 loss there in Tesla, but you're cool. You're cool. Make it right back. Sick. Well, I mean, quick look here. What were you up? 3,500, 4,000? These two sexy Roku trades down here, 3,500, 4,000. Just quick math, something like that. Sick day, sick job. Keep up the amazing work. Keep doing what you love, brother. I am super proud of you. So his big thing was just being able to size up. Mark, I can hardly express how. See, we go through all the tough emails, and now I have to remind these people that I'm married. Mark, I can hardly express. I appreciate all these emails. Mark, I can hardly express how much I appreciate being part of this room. Thank you for everything. I'm working to make the transition to options from stock. Have been doing well with stocks and dabbling in options, but wanted to make the switch. Please, could you take a look at my modest day today per the spreadsheet to see if you agree with my strategy comments, especially? I'm making every effort to get away from chasing squirrels. As Boof would say, only do Mark strategies. Everything else is BS. I'm emphasizing the Mark 1 since that's kind of what I'd been doing with stocks without realizing it. Also, super quick exits was inspired by CT's trades on Friday, December 11th for average duration. And doing my best not to be concerned with P&L size. Um, you guys. Just any green and small red. Lastly, stopping at 11 a.m. market time is finally becoming ingrained in my brain. Someone said dumpster diving today. Only Boof would say that. Someone said dumpster diving today, and indeed it was until Tesla did that crazy thing. Also, CT deserves an. This is all your faults. Also, CT deserves another shout out for his level 2 document, helping me immensely. Thank you, CT, for that. Um, and Harry has also. I love you, Harry, but there's no drink for you. And Harry has also been very helpful and kind to me, which is huge when my confidence can waver on any given day. What a room again. Thank you so much. Love you tremendously, Harry. All right. Thank you. If you want CT's document, it is inside the room drive files. It is there for you in the Newsbeat live room. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at what you're doing here. Um, You're doing the options, you're doing the ones in the money, you're printing that paper. All right, don't beat yourself up. You had a $356 day with an 87.5% hit rate. You Newsbeat, bro? Look at that Newsbeat. Are you following scammy princesses show your leg strategy? I'll smile at you too in my video with a fake smile, all drugged out and stuff. Sure, no? All right. You're doing well. Love you. Keep up the great work. See your trade durations. Like, I have a dirty joke, but I won't go there with that. But let's see. Let's see. Mark one, Mark one, Mark. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Even this loss is beautiful here. See, like, I love this trade here, that first loss you took. Unclear what happened. Bad fills dumped to go into Tesla. See, as soon as you got a bad fill, look at what you did. You threw the stock away 14 seconds later. Like, oh, that's a little sus. I'm going to throw this shit away. That was your mentality. And I'm proud of you because it worked. Great, great anti-sus. It's pretty funny. Um, Great. I love it, Jeff. Great, great, great. All right. This is a trader who we've a lot of I don't know how many of us, but me and others presuming sent money to help him out in a bad situation, and I don't think he was able to make it as a trader, but the title of this email is Coming Back. Mark, I'm working 12 hours again and going to work weekends also. I'm going to save money and come back. I believe I can do it with you and only you. The last 2 weeks were great in your room. I selected only, oh, so he is still trading. I selected only a few trades, and the Mark ones were the most consistent with the stock being strong. Your leadership and being calm while deciding to get in or not was great, along with how you spoke about the setup. So he is still trading, excuse me. I did take notes. I looked because he said coming back, so I thought he wasn't in the room. That was the title, but he is here. I did take notes. I look forward to the day I can become like Mark Melnick. I want to be like Mark. Trust me, you do not want to be like me. Yeah, pretty, what's the word? What is it like to be me? I will tell you right now, I have been going nonstop since 6 a.m. this morning. Nonstop. Um, Kids, work. Um, I love hanging out, which is why I'm here. Like nonstop. I'm nonstop. I don't have time to I run the room by myself here. I don't have a lot of subpar traders around me trying to give you, empty filler, like, those bling calories you get. When they take food and they like stuff it with like bread or some other cheap shit because they don't want to like spend the money on the real stuff. That's like every other trading room in the industry, every other main trading room, which has a chat feature especially, always has a multitude of gurus, and people look at it like they're getting extra value. Oh, there's it's like the guy from Six Flags, like more flags, more fun, Six Flags. It's like more gurus, more losing traders, 98% of your lives will be destroyed. I don't tap out. I don't sub in. It's been offered to me to have somebody else take my spot for a number of hours, and I could spend 2, 3, 4 hours and then just sit back and do my own shit while someone else is talking and focusing on my own trading. That's pathetic. It's cheap. It waters down the service. Most people cannot follow the mentality of three different people. You usually find that one of them is more effective, and that's just what the industry is. If you're in a trading room that has multiple people, the service sucks. Change my mind. Want to change? You like that service over there on Wall Street that has 9 gurus in the room, or 8 or 7, and they're all picking small cap names for you to scalp? That's lovely. You're you're buying into watered down bullshit. Change my mind. No, that's not watered down. All right. Ask how many traders in the room are consistently profitable. Does not compute. So keep up the. I didn't think it was trading because he wrote the wrong thing, but keep up the great work, brother. Hello, Mark. Once we log in the portal, it would be really helpful to have a separate link for the master video after the Newsbeat level recordings. Many new members have a tough time finding the master video through the portal. And this is what the portals. I've never been in the portal. It's my first time looking at it. Earnings spreadsheet. What is this shit? Click here to access the Schwab Street Smart Edge layouts. Click here for the member appreciation trading. Is that it? Is the member appreciation training what it is? I know I'm the only person here without access to the portal. Oh my God, is that what my wife has to deal with on a daily basis? Damn, I gotta up those carat. I gotta up that diamond bracelet from 10 carats to like 15. Look at that shit she gotta put up with. Damn, that's hard. I didn't know she had it so hard. Just dawned on me. Anyway, so what is the member appreciation training? What is that? That's not the master video? This is the member appreciation. A stupid video from me from 2019? What the F is that? All right. Okay. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take care of this bullshit once and for all. What I'm gonna do, I'm going to do this. Copy. All right. I'm gonna write an email. Please put this in the portal as the master video. All right. I emailed. Thank you for your email. It has been well received, and I have asked for help. Hi, Mark. After drooling over the speed at which you all trade in the room, I finally experienced it today. You know, women do not love men who finish in 5 seconds unless it's their day trade. Are you Newsbeat, bro? For years, I've been the guy. CS Mark episode 658. No, I will not watch my own videos. Shane. That's a pretty dope name. Same name as my son. My son is also named Shane. Do you guys want to see a picture of my son? Is that what we should go for right now? Shane pic. It's kind of an old pic, but there's my little dude right over there. Check that dude out. Sexy as F. Love that man. Let's see. What is this? There's this little dude smiling right here. Oh my God. Look at that. Thank God he looks like his mother. Dodging an effing bullet there. Um, hmm. Let's see what else. Yeah, that's anyway. How about this one? Guys like the Golden Melnick? No? Yes? Got a little Golden Melnick action going. And one last one. Bob Ross Melnick? Any Bob Ross Melnick? See, we need a little laugh. I know really is the best. Imagine see, with an afro like that, there is it's funny because usually people associate afros with people who are African American, the afro, because you have the fro and the afro. But in the Jewish community, what they would actually call that is what's known as a Jew fro. There are people in the Jewish community, and this hair is very endearingly known as the Jew fro. Yes. Yes, I am too. Hence, the Jew fro. It's a term we learned at an early age. For years, I've been the guy who would enter option order. Back to you, Melnick. For years, I've been the guy who would enter orders the old-fashioned way, select order type, quantity, direction, expiration, strength, then submit and finally confirm. That sounds like a pain in the ass. Jared, you got rid of your Jufro, Jared. No, well, it's when Jewish people have the curly hair. They call it the Jewfro. I mean, whatever. I have like straight hair, but like I've had tons of Jewish friends who all have Jewfros. Whatever. It's nothing but love. Anyway, um, because it's like African fro, it's like Jewish fro. That's how it's Afro Jew fro. You understand like how the words are. Yeah, you have a typical Jew fro. All right, so you know what I'm talking about at least. What the hell is that one? Where the hell did? He's making fun of the guru on the phone while he's on the cliff. This is awesome. Oh my god. Look, if YouTube and Facebook literally lasted, I mean, this video's been going on 2 hours, 4 minutes, 35 seconds. If you lasted this long, you've earned this at this point if you're not in the Newsbeat live room. You've earned all of this. You never see that dude on Facebook? He's like sitting on a cliff. You see like a beautiful view around him, and he has a laptop on his lap and he's on the phone like this. Just like that. It's crazy. It's just crazy. All right, that's effing hilarious. All right, anyway, back to the email. It's 2 hours. Gotta have some LOL in between. Get a picture of my kids. You get to see what I would look like in a Jufro. You would get to see what I look like if they erected a golden statue after me. You get to see it all here in the Newsbeat live room. For years, I've been the guy who would enter option orders the old fashioned way, then submit, finally confirm. And the time it took to do all that you guys banked 10% twice. As hesitant as I was to try, I gave it all and learned a little more about Thinkorswim's capabilities instead of just for live charting. I'm still not ready to step out the familiarity of this trading platform yet. I was able to create a layout that has stock XYZ and the SMAs, volume RSI on one side and the strike expiration of the call in the other window. I'm assuming that's a level 2 quote style ladder. I don't know, bro. In any event, I heard your call out as I always do, but this time opened up a 2 contract position. Good thing I checked the default was set to 100. Yikes. Yes, yikes. Clicked on the bid space, one space below its last price to purchase, got filled, and immediately clicked the S space to limit out. It was a long 14 seconds, but my sell order was filled, and I was like, are you even kidding me? That was so easy. Do you think? I'm just saying, like right now, you're saying like trading the right way in this room and doing whatever you're doing is so easy. You're saying that. Why do you think the majority of this room, from what I can see, I don't get people's statements. Why do you think when I ask the room, are you finding tremendous P&L consistency with my plays? They say yes, because I am the true easy way to trade on Wall Street, in my opinion. I am the real deal on Wall Street. And all these other rooms, they're full of effing shit because 98% of the people fail. How's that for some honesty in numbers? As they say in Russian, you know what they say in Russian, Boof? I know you're a little Ukrainian there. You know what they say in Russian? Na vodku na pravdu. You know what that means, right? Na vodku na pravdu, right? And what it stands for is with the vodka comes the truth. With the vodka comes the truth. And the truth is, these people who I love and I would hang out with and whatever, they effing suck at helping the majority of the people around them. And I was one of those people, and I know how that feels. And it's a pretty shitty feeling, to be honest. Hence why I had to change everything I did. And it didn't only end up helping me, it ended up helping all the other people around me. What do you think, Boof? This is where I am. This is where I am right now, Boof. What do you think? What are you thinking, Boof? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? Tap it? Kill it? All right, here comes the poll. Finish the Johnny Blue? And it's going to be a yes or no. You guys get to choose. And we will, of course, share the poll with the community. Whoops. Let's remove that. Send the poll out. And let's see what you guys have to say. Should we finish the Johnny Blue right here? Newsbeat Live members, your votes count. And you're probably sitting there thinking, like, why are all these degenerates voting right now? There's an F ton of votes coming in. Like, God, I'm gonna have to get more orange juice. I'm just gonna preemptively get more orange juice. Come back. You guys keep voting. I'll be back. All right. All right. So, the tribe has spoken. Oh, we're down to 61%, 62. All right. All three of you guys voted. Two of them said finish it. You know, before I inevitably do pour this Johnny Blue in, I want to show you something else. A trader wrote this to me, and he sent me an alcohol bottle, and it's engraved in gold, and it says, "Mark, my eternal gratitude for keeping me out of the rabbit hole. Love and respect always, Rudy." What he sent was rabbit hole whiskey. Isn't that nice? Has like a little rabbit there on it. Like, so nice. You know, I know it sounds stupid. Like, I can afford a bottle of whiskey. Thank God bless me. I could afford a bottle of Johnny Walker Blue myself. I didn't pay for this bottle. This was a booth bottle. But I will tell you right now, it means a lot to me. Really means a lot to me. And I know, like, I'm not saying, oh, shower me with gifts. It's not about that. I mean, I give so many effing thousands to charity, like, it's whatever. It's just what it is. But, like, there's something when you receive a bottle from a member that really just makes it different. To me, when I drink this whiskey, I think to myself, I think to myself, it, it literally feels like, and T3 does pay me, but it literally feels like the first time you're getting a reward for like all these efforts. I mean, this video is going on 2 hours, 13 minutes on a Friday when I've been working my mammary glands off all day. I've been working all day. Right now, like, yeah, I'm a little bit tipsy. I'm not drunk. Believe me, I'm the farthest thing from drunk. That's not a good feeling. But there's something special when you get to drink something from a member because it sounds weird, but it's almost like if the energy of the member is put inside this bottle, the happiness, the appreciation, the gratitude, whatever it is that the member feels, almost feels like it's in the bottle. And I cannot describe that. Yes, I have my own. I'll show you what I have. Just to point out, not you guys cool if I just flex before I go on with the emails? Can I flex a little? You guys cool with that, or you want me to just go with the emails? Should I flex? I can flex, bro. All right. So check this out. We got this. Yes, that is what it looks like right over here. And you open this shit up, and this is what it looks like inside. Just so we're clear. 1991. No, that's not Glenn LeVay. And if you could see really closely there, you see that it's numbered. You see that there are only 7,500 right there, 51 bottles. And it comes with an emblem, and a booklet of how this was made. And it comes in a very, very, I mean, even you could even look at the screws in the box here and just see like how fancy schmancy they are. I have this. And you might be wondering if Dave comes over, I'm drinking it because that is going to be one of those occasions. I have this, and even rarer than that, than the 91, is the 96. You see, so this, this thing is heavy. So this is the 91. This, it's hard to hold with one hand, is the 96. But look, here's the difference. Here's the difference on the 96. Here's the difference on the 96. When you look at the 96, I don't know, try to zoom in. You open the heck up. When you look at the 96, you could see it's a little bit of a higher run. There's 10,000. I don't know if you can see that, but it's 10,000. All of them are numbered, each bottle. It's right over here. And it comes with the same, like, fancy schmancy. It's a little bit of a lighter whiskey this year. But I'll tell you right now, you might be like, and I have it sitting right there. And you might be like, well, what are you saving that for? Why is it, why aren't you drinking that? You know what's going to happen? I have a list written down of traders. I'm not going to show you. I'm not here to put anyone on the spot. I have a list of traders. There's 100 people on that list. Exactly 100, not 99 and not 101. There's exactly 100 people on that list. When 95 of those traders tell me that they're making money and consistently profitable, I'm going to break that shit open. I'm going to break that shit open and I'm going to drink it. Until then, I'm not. That is the rule. What do you think about that? Or if Dave comes over, it's the only way I'm drinking that shit. No one else, but like, whatever. That's how it works. Still didn't polish it off, but come on. I mean, come on. It's not a bad pour. It's not a bad pour. Oh, God. Damn you guys. Krushki. All right. All right. Boof. You know I love you. If I told you I didn't, would you believe me? Thank you so much for this bottle. I wouldn't believe me either. Thank you so much for this bottle. It's empty. Um, I've enjoyed it. I've thought about you the whole time while I was drinking it. Makes me think about you a lot. I truly appreciate these blessings in which you have bestowed upon me. And with that, you go in the garbage now, for you are empty. All right. Cheers, Newsbeat Live Room. Woo-wee. All right. All right. Back to you, Melnick. Back to the emails. And if you're listening, I'll tell you right now, if you are one of the few people right now, by the way, most of these videos on YouTube, the major like if you ever look at the what is it called? The stats, there's a word for it, the analytics, that's the word. On every video it goes like this with the users. If you are literally watching right now, if you are watching right now, this is my thought for you. Just before I continue these emails, this is my thought for you if you're watching this video. If you are up with like 546 of us, like I know that sounds like effing like stupid, but let me show you a screen capture. It's just what it says. Who knows? Right over here, that's the Newsbeat. That's in the room right now. What the F is wrong with you? Why are you hanging out with us at 1 o'clock in the morning? That is pretty gangster. If you're hanging out with us late at night right now, with 546 of us, I'll just say, damn. Like what? First of all, what's wrong with you guys? Um, you know, get a life. I mean, you do have a life, but just playing. My point is, if you are somebody who is watching right now, if you are somebody who is watching right now, I'll just say I'll go ahead and reveal my email to you. It's mark@t3live.com, MARK. Write me in. Let me know what you're doing well. Let me know why you're not joining my service. Notice I don't do it right in the beginning of the email, of the video, sharing my email. I'm doing it at the end here. Because if you're really garnering value, if you enjoy what you're doing, the truth is, why aren't you here? Why aren't you here with your family right now, hanging out and rocking it? In any event, I heard your call out as I always do. I didn't even know what the F you're saying anymore. Let me start over. Hi, Mark. After drilling over the speed, blah, 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 right? So he noticed his speed sucked. Gave it all, learned low. I'm assuming that's a level 2 quote style ladder. I don't know. In any event, I heard your call out. You teared down from 100 contracts. No more toggling between my TD Ameritrade page and Thinkorswim live charting page. No more typing ever again unless speed isn't a factor. I'll still do that for overnights and less time sensitive ideas, but I'm so glad I finally got the chance to try this with a real trade. Maybe I can start scalping my way towards higher daily Ps. Profits on my P&L. I understand they won't all be easy as I watch from the sidelines afterwards with several paper traded losses. Next challenge. To find a way to incorporate an options chain on your news flow callouts. Huh? Oh, I mean, I don't know how you do it on your side. You know how I pull up an options chains on my saw? Oh, look. Today there was like Facebook. FB enter. Ooh, look, there's options with a market order and a preset size. Click. That's all it is. I'd be super psyched if I could figure that out, but that's too lightning for me at this exact moment. I've only been able to buy puts on the microcap names that offer options after their vertical moves. Sometimes I could scalp a little on the ride down. That is very psychologically toxic. I know there are dipshits out there who try to like classify something they'll call it like they'll call it like oh climatic or like a climax or something like that, like you know you brought somebody to the point of that sort of excitement, and the stock will shoot up like this. And they'll be like, you know, the princess will come out and be like, it's very easy to short this name. Just short it right here. And put your stop right over there. And then you could write it on the way down. Oh, psychologically toxic? Oh, I don't know why 98% of my room fails. There's more marketing dollars where that came from. Write it down. You'll do good. Just keep shorting it. It went up too much. If you don't believe me, look at the orgasmic volume bar. It's so huge. What goes up must come down. Do you know any dipshit who actually teaches you that stuff? Run away from them as far as you can. Because it's psychologically toxic. This bullshit you're doing, I know you're saying I am so against this. Not because you can't, I used to make money doing this. That's why I'm against it, because I know it hurts you psychologically. I mean, you see these big moves up. Yes, you're going to come down. I get it. But the problem is, you're going to have. I'm curious to ask you, how many blowout days did you have where you shorted something, you doubled in, you had that one blowout day, even though you made money 90% of the time doing this or more? That's my question to you. That is my question to you. How many times have you blown out doing this bullshit? How many times have you blown out? This is why these gurus effing suck, because they will look at this shit. Not that shit. That was a good P&L. But they'll look at the names that shoot up and they'll say it's going to come down. And you know what? 95% of the time they're right. I used to do that for a living. I get it. I get it. And then you see a stock pull down and it went down too much. And then you go long. But the one time you go long and it plummets in your face, you're like, oh, F, I'm down a lot now. What do I do? Do I take the loss or double down? Double down. Then it goes up or down and you were right or wrong, right? Then if it goes down more, then all of a sudden you're like, I can make consistently $500 a day if I could only avoid that one 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 down day I had for breaking every part of my rules, because dipshit over there told me that that's a strategy. And then it made me psychologically toxic, and then I screwed up, and now I'm blaming myself, even though it was dipshit who psychologically poisoned me. Anyway, just wanted to share, and thank you for your existence, this room, and the cool community. Always merriest happy to you and yours, your friendly bumper music composer. Well, go to the next. All right. So somebody wrote T3 an email to send to me because they probably didn't know my email. So first of all, let's see. This video is at 2:27. So let's just call it 2:27. So someone wrote me an email. Recently, I started following you on YouTube and soon after joined the VTF. First of all, I'd like to express my gratitude for all your kindness, efforts, time, and energy you put into the community. Soon I plan to share about my trading challenges and successes, but for now I have some questions. Ask away. I've seen different versions of the C strategies. Where can I find the most updated versions? The most updated versions that you will find of the C strategies will be on the master video right over here where the top page is this. and you could just literally scroll down and literally see all the strategies we do and more. There's a lot more than this, but you can actually just scroll through them right through your portal. Not only that, there's a master video that's attached to Twitter, which I'm having hopefully T3 put in your portal, and you'll be able to find the most updated versions. Where can I find the video about front running? Can somebody post that video for me so I could just reply to it? By the way, use 15-second bars to front run the 1 minute in a similar way you teach. How do you know I teach if you didn't watch the video? In a similar way you teach from 5 minutes to 1 minute. Oh, I see. With some discretion. Also, if I'm long, exit with a breakdown of the previous 15-second bar low. Usually the max I'm willing to lose get back. Been good so far. If we can help others, great. And if you have any inputs about it, be happy to hear. So this person is literally front running the 1 minute bar with a 15-second bar, which basically chops the 1 minute bar in 4 segments. And I'm assuming that they're buying through the top of the 15-second bar and taking a smaller risk before it actually triggers on the one. Interesting. I find that extremely interesting. So thank you, Praveen. I'm going to go ahead and um, compose to the person here. And let's see, right over here. Let's copy that. Let's email the person. And let's say, read this. And let's say, answered your email at 2 hours 27 minutes on this video, just so the person will watch. See how we go out of our ways to help people. It's a nice feeling. C. How do you use volume during trading? Does the color of the volume bar play a part? In TradeStation, as far as I found, the color of the volume bar is the same for each bar. Well, do the volume bars help? Yeah, well, pretty much. If the bar is green, the volume bar is green. If the bar is red, the volume bar is red. I guess technically you can make them all the same color. Like, for example, if the volume bars, where the hell is that? Plot style, edit plots, this, comparisons, color grid. Pretty much if you took, oh, edit the volume bar. All right, so if you made the bars the same color, let's say they were just all like that, for example, as opposed to color by price like that. I mean, you wouldn't be able to glance at a strong bar real quick. It would be psychologically slow for you because you'd have to look up at the bar. But for example, if I did it by color by price, and I'll show you why it makes a difference and why it's important. Let's say I'm watching Baidu here. If I, whoa, it's trying to move my head. All right, let's move that here. All right, so if I'm watching Baidu right now, like, and I notice this bar is coming up, I wouldn't be able to tell much by just, I wouldn't be able to tell much just by looking over here at the red bars. However, if I were to take these red bars and color them by price, I would know this was a strong bar here, which caused a chart reset. I would know right away just by looking down here at these bars. If these bars were all monocolor, the same color, I'd have to look up and then notice, all right, it's green. Yes, it did elevate. Yes, that is a chart reset. As opposed to me instantly being able to wrap my head around it and say, all right, yeah, that's an elevated volume. There's a Mark 1, there's a Mark 1, there's a Mark 1. And I'd just be able to look chart reset, chart reset, chart reset, which sets you up for a Mark 1 on a 1 minute chart, for example. Um, that would be the reasoning for me to want to use different color volume bars. And I use candlestick colors based on open versus close, just so we're clear. I'm with TradeStation. I'd love to know what is the experience and knowledge of you and other members with TradeStation. You should really come inside the service and ask. I don't personally use it, so I can't comment on it, but obviously there's a lot of people who do. Lot of people who do. So I think it's very important to come in and ask yourself. Sometimes I get really bad fills, and I don't know if it's common among other brokers or if it's well a good enough reason to change. I've noticed with Schwab, I generally, as a generalization, sometimes no. I get good in price improvement, but that's something I don't know what you consider good or bad. It has some great advantages as well. The worst was today a slippage of 40 cents on A, B, and B. Is it reasonable to get compensation for something like that? Probably not if you market ordered. Probably they'll tell you if you market order, you get whatever the market gives you, and they'll tell you that bullshit, and you're effed. Sound familiar? E, is there another platform to communicate with the members besides a chat room like a Facebook group? No, not at this moment. F, I'm trading stocks with a $27,000 account. No experience with options besides the ability to trade with smaller accounts and leverage. What are the considerations to trade options? I can't legally give you risk advice. Um, a lot of people here trade options. A lot of people here trade stock. A lot of people do both. I find it a lot easier to trade. My biggest regret in my 21-year career is not trading options on day one. Are there symbols that are better to trade options with? Yes. In my opinion, Tesla is one of those symbols, but again, just my opinion. Does the price and spread of the stock play a part? Damn right it does. Yes. The larger the spread of the stock, the harder it is to play via common stock. Usually, the easier it is to play during options. So, like for example, Amazon, I have a much easier time buying Amazon calls than I would buying Amazon shares. Thank you for so much. Thank you so much for all you do for us. Hope soon I'll be in a position to pay it forward. Wish you and your family and everybody who watches a great weekend. All right. Very good. Next email. Oh, someone saying, in addition to my last email, how do you do your taxes with trading? Um, how should I go about filing? Are there any loopholes? How should you need to get an accountant, bro? I cannot give you tax advice. Sorry. Cannot do that. Again, I'm not doing it because I'm not legally able to do it, but I'm not doing it because I have no effing idea what you should or shouldn't do. Hi, Mark. So I finally joined your room this month alongside my father, who has been in the room for some time now. And I'm writing this email to you so that I can get another good perspective of my trades and how I might be able to tweak my process so that I can be successful and have a consistent win percentage when trading. So this is a member of the room. Um, his father is a member, and he brought his son in. Welcome to our family. But before I get into it, I feel it'd be worth some background information on what kind of person I am and what I'm about. Well, I'm a 19-year-old from Metro Detroit who has been going to university for a year and a half now. But I'm taking this next winter 2021 semester off to trade full time with my dad and hopefully grow my account. My hobbies are cars, video games, riding skateboards, longboards, snowboards, etc. My pride and joy is my 2013 S197 Mustang GT. To be 19 again and to give a shit about a car. Now, this probably doesn't seem important, but it isn't. Fixing this car up and following through with my vision of completing this build had inspired me to build my capital and work at trading. Yes, because you are chasing after the completion of the mission. So you're going to go all out. You're going to get all the right parts. You're going to do all the right things. You're going to do everything you can perfectly. And that's a very positive thing because that's how you can apply it in your life and get to the next level. So that part is important. And just one more thing, you say my part. When I say it's not important, it's the item that's not important. But the fact that what you should do by just this sentence saying your pride enjoys your 2013 Mustang GT, you should, before you trade every morning, go and stare at it for a solid minute or two and smile at it. I'm not even kidding. Like, look at it and like smile at it because feel good about what you're doing before you start trading. Very important that you do that with your Mustang every day. Now, in terms of how educated I am in the world of trading, I'm definitely a novice in comparison to a lot of other traders in this room. By the way, I started trading at 19. If you didn't know that about me, the more you know. But I feel that when given the proper setup, I can still come out of a trade green off some of your strategies, such as the one and done Mark 1, Mark 5, know your limit 8-1, know your limit 8-21, etc. I trade with a $7,000 settled cash account on SSC alongside TC2000 using your setup. However, the situation that I find myself in a lot with this market is that I simply can't get into some of these trades fast enough to get the good front run that I need to get the good win. For example, there was a Tesla trade this effing Tesla trade this morning. Really, like, oh, this was 2 days ago. Never mind. I'm listening. For example, because I didn't get to all the emails. For example, there was a Tesla trade this morning at 10:01 a.m. that you called. At this point, after hearing you call it, I immediately switched over from watching another stock to Tesla and SSC, then switched to Tesla and my TC2000. Ah, I see. By the way, you thought Tesla was going to be your bottom girl. Tesla is always in the rotation. You always need Tesla up. And what I do, I have two chart systems. I have this and I have TC2000. So just to show you my TC2000, just so we're clear on this one, I don't know what's going to be up here, but like so for example, you see I have nine stocks up, right? So what I do with this Tesla here, if I'm on this, I hit Shift L on my keyboard, Shift Lima. I hold Shift down and I click L and it blows it up for me. See that? So I don't need to go over and type in Tesla and then blow it up. Shift L blows it up. Did you guys know that? Not sure if you guys knew that you could blow up things with Tesla or any chart just by hitting Shift L. Not sure if you guys knew that, but important to know. Great email. I immediately switched over from watching another stock to Tesla on SSC, then switched to Tesla on my TC2000. At this point, I'm setting up the trade in SSC, then watching the level 2 with my finger on the buy button. But by the time I had my trade set up, it had already gone through the level. It needed an order to trigger and was long gone. Yeah, too slow. So one thing to set up the speed faster is what I just showed you. So my question for this situation here is how should I go about getting to the trade quicker? A lot of times I can talk about it. I'll say, do you guys like the Tesla Mark 1? Sometimes it's quick. I get it. But the majority of the times I'm like, what do you guys like in the room? And then people are spamming a bunch of names. And I'm like, I like this one. What do you guys think of this one? Because I'm one person. I can't take every trade. Maybe you like a different one, and that's fine. But I say, what do you like about this? All right, you guys like this? All right, I like this one the most. You guys agree? I talk about it. The whole time my trade is set up, it's ready to go. I have the chart up. Usually that is the case. My second struggle with the market right now is the fact that I sometimes won't even enter a trade because I get scared of the what if statements that follow a certain trade. Even if there's conviction behind it, and even if I'm ready on the buy button, it still goes through the trigger without me being in the trade, leaving me with a bit of FOMO. Are you front running? Did you watch the front run videos? For this one, my question is, how do I get the confidence to click the buy to open more? Um, by being consistently profitable. If you need to paper trade it to get comfortable clicking in and clicking out, build your confidence from the ground up. That's it. That's all you need to do. I know it sounds simple. It is effing simple. Are you going to take my advice? Thank you for reading through all of that. I appreciate everything you do. You're very welcome. I do have some other things I'd like to prick your brain about, but I figure I shouldn't write you a 2,000 word essay for my first email. You're more than welcome. Thank you again. Take care. Stay safe. All right, so member of the room brings his son inside the room to trade. Um, Welcome to our family. A struggling life. Uh-oh. Hi, Mark. My name is, well, there goes your anonymity. My name is Jordan, as Jordan W in the room. I don't really care though. I know this email is very unprofessional. Are you gonna call me like a dick or something in this email? Because that's uncalled. All right. I know this email is very unprofessional to send to you, but I have nobody to look to. Not even my relatives or anyone. I'm 25 years old. I'm a man from Malaysia and struggling through this COVID 19 situation where I got fired from my accounting job in May 2020. I've been struggling to look for a job in my career field, but have yet to find a job despite having a decent resume. Not even a normal restaurant, cafe, or minor job would hire me as a servant or toilet cleaner. From then on, I took a risk to be a full time trader, as it has always been my dream job to be a full time day trader since I was young, but my parents have forced me to pursue an accounting career that has taken most of my younger days. I have joined your room since September 2019 and started trading with $1,000 and struggled to keep with the subscription fee and left after a few months after I got my job in December 2019 to get more capital and managed to get some during my career job. In June 2020, I invested all my savings, about $10,000, to join back the room. I have lost almost 85% of my capital throughout the year due to taking my own. Sorry, I have lost almost 85% of my capital throughout the year due to taking my own trades to try to be an independent trader, knowing that I should always only take your trades. I'm currently floating around $1,500. I've tried to look to my parents or anyone for support, but it was all in vain and got ridiculed by them and other people, saying it's not a job to be a full-time day trader. First of all, seriously, I understand that they want you, in their eyes, trading is gambling. Look, you tried it, you lost money, it's gambling, it's bad for you. They're coming they're coming to you from a place. They're coming to you from a place where they see you struggling and their only thought is it's gambling. Being ridiculed by them, that's a real dick move by them. To ridicule somebody because they're chasing after their dreams because they slipped and fell. What dicks that you have around you. Your parents are dicks. Maybe they love you. Maybe they do a lot for you. They're acting like dicks. Maybe they're not dicks, but they're sure acting like it. In this situation, who the F would ridicule their son for chasing their dreams? But again, they're coming from a good place because in their eyes, what's best for you is to do this accounting job. But to ridicule you for trying to follow your dreams, that's a real dick move. I get them. I don't disagree or agree with them. They're acting like dicks. I've been trying to grind in. Look, notice I'm not here saying, oh, well, you should have only taken my trades because obviously you only took your trades and, you took your own trades trying to be an independent trader knowing that you should only take mine. That's why you lost you in the money. I'm not even talking to you like that. Notice? I'm on your team here. I'm trying to help you. I don't, I'm not here to point a finger where you went wrong without trying to help you. That would be another dick move. I wouldn't do that to you. All right. I've been trying to grind back up steadily by listening to all your advice, always watching your stream, even though it's 8 a.m. in the morning. I trade from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. and trying to be open in the room. However, despite having steady profit from day trading scalps, all right, despite having the steady profit from day trading scalp, I am still having difficulties to meet my monthly expenses. My monthly expenses are about $350 a month, including the subscription fee, TC2000, and daily expenses where I skip meals. Guys, thoughts? Skipping meals? Holy shit. All I'm asking is if you could help me in any way that would mean a life to me. You can use me or whatever, and I would do whatever I can in my power to strive in this life. All I am looking for is a chance in life to be what I want to be. If it is possible, please reply to this email, call me, or anything. I really need help. If you find this email is none of your concern, then I'm sorry to waste your time reading this email. All right. All right. So you saved up money. You put it in an account. You started doing your own shit. Not follow me. You lost money. You start following me. You're making money, but not enough money with the situation you're in now to pay your bills. Nobody in your life gives a shit about what you do because you're continuing to trade and your parents ridiculed you. And you're in this service, you can't afford your bills. It seems like you're consistently profitable now after you stopped doing your own shit and started doing my shit because you say and I'm asking, however, despite having the steady profit, so you've turned actually consistently profitable after not doing your shit and doing my shit. It just happens to be that your monthly expenses are about 350 a month. How about this? I got a better one. How about we give this guy, how about I tag this guy with some free months here? That should help. Do you guys agree with that? Make it simple? Yeah? All right. How many months should we give him? Most people are saying 6. 6 months. With if your monthly expenses are about 350 a month, I'm thinking this room subscription has to be at least half of that. It's obviously the number is 6, despite Juan voting 17 times. It's obvious the answer is 6. Room gets expensive. You want to you want to step up, Harry? Is that what you're saying, brother? Or I'll do it. Your call, bro. I don't give a shit either way. You wanna? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull you in on an email with T3, and is it okay if I ask them to charge you for a discounted 6 months in order to give it to this guy? Would that be okay with you? Because I'll do it if you don't want, and I respect that. Sure, that's cool. At a discounted rate. Thanks, Harry. Thank you. So I'm going to reply to this email. And I'm going to CC you, Dom, info, customer service, and my favorite person, Monica. Don't tell my wife that. All right. I'm just writing out the email. Just 1 second. All right. Somebody, Harry, pitched in for 6 months for you, Jordan. And I just wrote you guys an email. So there. All right. So somebody wants my device specs. Happens to be Harry. Um, how do I look up? I mean, I see you're seeing that doesn't really do it though. How do I look up the specs on my computer using Windows 7? System information. That didn't work. Anything else? This PC. Then go where? Right click properties. None of this shit is working. System. Um, device manager maybe? Would device manager show it? All right. Um, this? I think this is Windows 7. Yes. Please send it to you in an email. You mean copy that whole page and send it to you? Is that what you want? What you just saw a screenshot of the page I just had up and send it to you? Here you go. I'll put it in chat. There you go. There you go. hmm All right. Here's the next email. Ask Mark, getting rid of daily goal. Ooh. Hi, Mark. Thank you very much for creating this community and your constant hard work to improve it. Today in the room, you asked us to share what has helped us improve our trading, so I wanted to share the following. Get rid of any daily, weekly, monthly goal. Amen to that. Some of us have had salary jobs in the past, and therefore we condition ourselves to work backwards from that salary figure. We have that set guaranteed income and we plan our life around it. This might be a comfortable approach, but does not sit well with trading. An economic reality exists for all of us, and we want to generate cash flow. So when I started trading, I had my own daily goal. I thought that this would be a positive thing to do, like a measuring stick to assess my day trading success. I was wrong. And I tell people this all the time, and this is so great because people who set daily goals like if I make $500 a day, that's 10,000 a month, that's 120,000 a year. That's all I need to make is that much, or I'll make $200 a day, and that's 48,000 a year, and because 5,000 a week, 4 weeks in a month is 4,000. 4,000 times 12 months, 48,000. Like wow, that like really makes sense. Like that's what but you start forcing yourself to try to hit that point every day, and then you start taking psychologically stupid trades as a result. So if any dipshit on Wall Street tells you that you should have a daily goal, run away because they will destroy you, even if their intentions are good. This number, however, small or large, exists only in your head. So true. It wakes up with you every morning, hangs out with you all day, and goes to bed with you every evening. Nobody knows about this number and nobody cares about it. It is as irrelevant to trading as your shoe size or favorite color. Yet we have a tendency to protect it and cradle it. So well spoken. Don't don't kick this number out of your life. Yes. Market does not care about this number. Why should you? Instead, focus on the numbers that the market cares about, like algo levels or breakout levels. It took me a while to achieve this breakup. Once it slaps you in the face, you don't really want to hang out with it anymore. Some days I wrote this number on a piece of paper and threw it in the trash can. Other days I put I put it through a paper shredder. So if his goal, for example, is $500, he would write $500 on a piece of paper and crumple it up, I'm assuming, and throw it in the trash can. Or he writes $500 on a piece of paper and he puts it through a paper shredder just to show him how effing insignificant it is. I tried to symbolically show myself that this number did not mean anything. So, what happens when you get rid of your imaginary number? You start trading purely on the risk reward scale of the trade in front of you and not as a function of how far your P&L is from this number. Amen. All of this is so good, so well written. Initially, most of my stupid post 11 a.m. trades were triggered because I had not reached my goal yet. So he's forcing trades after 11 because the magical number didn't hit yet. This number was goading me taunting, into taking unfavorable risk reward positions. Once this imaginary number was out of my life, I stopped taking those trades. Mark always mentions that we should trade strictly what is in front of us. It is much easier to do that if you don't have some random made up number hanging in your head with you all day. Getting rid of that number will elevate you to a whole new level of trading clarity. This is so beautifully written. Like, holy shit. This is gorgeous. This is gorgeous because all these dipshits are like, you keep trading journal and you buy pump and dump stock that I recommend. And then you go ahead and you do that bullshit. And it's like, oh my God, that really isn't working for me and 98% of the people around me. How the F are anyone making money off this shit? Then you move on. Again, now, see? Now, anytime I hear the word Harry in an email, Harry, on this night, took a stranger who he would not recognize if he walked by in a street, would not recognize at all, somebody who's in a different country in Malaysia, whose parents and nobody gave a shit about him, belittled him, taunted him, and Harry bought him 6-month service to the Newsbeat live room. This drink is for Harry right here, guys. If you have anything liquid in front of you or anything that you can inhale, whiteout bottle, joint, bong, drink, whatever it is, this is for Harry. Because Harry gets it. Harry gets it with the good karma. Harry gets the purpose of this room. And I know some of you aren't there yet, but you will be, in my opinion. I will fight for you every day until you are, but I will tell you, Harry completely gets it. Harry completely gets it. Harry completely gets it. For me, it was such a no-brainer. It was either I was going to buy it or Harry's going to buy it. I'm just like, you want to buy it? You want me? I'll do it. You do it. He's like, I'll do it. He did it. That is why I love this room. Because people like that just step up to the plate for complete strangers because they're still family here and they feel other people's struggles and they buy them 6 months of this service because they can't afford it. And this is a person who has hope. He admitted he was doing his own stupid trades. He got fired from his job because of the whole COVID situation, not situation, situation. His parents are acting like dicks, even though they have the best intentions for him, in my opinion. You could still be a dick and have the best intention for somebody. Sometimes I might sound like I'm trying to maybe be a little overzealous and whatever, but are you kidding me? I'll take a bullet for you guys at the end of the day, no matter what I'm saying, right? No matter how harsh you think my words are. But Harry stepped up to the plate, and it's people like him that make the world a better place, really. And when Harry was struggling, you know, I will tell you right now, and I would be the person who would buy Harry a subscription, and I would be the person on the phone with Harry when he wasn't having a good time, and I would be that person for him too. And now that he's in a, would you say, infinitely better financial situation now than you were 6 months ago, Harry? But like, you know, I love you, Harry, and I'm still, by the way, Harry, just so we're clear, Harry bought me a chair. Harry bought me a chair right there. I'm still trying to break that shit in. I have a fat ass and everything. I'm trying. I mean, what do I do? Do I sit on it? Do I jump on the effing thing? Like I'm sitting, like I weigh more than you, Harry. I guarantee you that. I have 230 pounds of Mark Melnick in my ass. Like I sit on that thing and I'm trying to like maybe I don't know, maybe I don't know. I mean, it was made in China, the chair. I don't know if gaming chairs have like a certain height discrepancy. I'm almost 6'4", a little less than 6'4". I don't know. You have the same one. How tall are you, Boof? Okay. Well, either way, um, thank you, Harry, for stepping up. There's somebody across the globe from where you are, Harry. Let's see. I can I have all these awesome hacks. Harry, you are in Florida, in Orlando. Just to give you an idea, Orlando to Malaysia. Just want to point this out. Orlando to Malaysia distance. Just to know, right now, Harry, somebody who lives 10,157 miles away from you, you help somebody who lives 10,157 miles away from you. The shortest distance to Malaysia is going across the entire United States and entire Pacific Ocean to travel all the way. I mean, you're here in Orlando. You had to go all the way here, probably fly over Mexico or fly over the Philippines, maybe through Vietnam a little, and land, maybe Indonesia, and land right here in Malaysia. Like that's, you help somebody on the opposite end of the planet. Like, do you even realize, like, average salary, just to show you, like, what you did? Average salary in Malaysia is, what the F is an MYR? Average salary is 100,000 MYR. So let's do MYR to dollars. The Malaysian ringgit. Bro, your currency's called a ringgit. That's just incredibly funny. So they do have, decent. They're making $25,000 a year on average. Somebody working in Malaysia, 25 grand. So it's not like one of those countries where like they're making very like stupid little money, but you know, they make money over there. But right now, what you did is you took somebody and you literally, in his time of darkness, just so we're effing clear, and I need you guys to really just, I know, like I'm not just putting him up on a pedestal here. You have to understand that there's somebody in this world whose life is, when everybody shits on him, his parents, his friends, whatever, nobody is down with this. COVID hit, totally not his fault. I promise you, he is not the reason why COVID exists. Everything going wrong in his life, somebody who he wouldn't recognize in the street, somebody whose name, he probably recognizes your name by now. But other than that, somebody who we would never recognize in the street stepped up and literally took care of half or more of his bills. And I can almost guarantee you that he's on a monthly and he's paying like $200 a month and he's sitting there with like, what, $350 a month in bills. You pretty much took care of like 55 to 60% of his monthly bills for the next 6 months with what you did. So I just want to tell you, thank you, love you. When you just think about what that dude is going through, it's amazing. It's amazing. Thank you again. Thank you. Got all sappy. It's just amazing because I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to be in a shitty situation. I know what it's like to get to the point to do these strategies, which I show you guys for free, and make money and get to the point of where I am today and get to the point where making seven figures is, you could make seven figures or you whatever, making six figures or whatever it is. And it's just like, to be able to just step up and do that for somebody else is, I don't even have words for a complete stranger. All right, I'll recompose myself. All right, sorry. I'm not really sorry, but sorry as well. Hmm. 3 hours and 12 minutes this video. If I'm up for another 4 hours, I'll be up for 24 hours straight. Mark, I haven't written in a while. I've been trying to absorb everything and apply it. I have a small trading count, if you remember, less than 2,000. It was higher, but November and this month so far have seriously depleted my account about 23%. I know there are times when I hold too long, hoping the trade will turn around. Every dollar matters. I am so tired of my losers being larger than my wins. This is the whole point of my strategy. Do you get that? That's why when I was showing you in F word, I got rid of it. That's why I was showing you the whole mentality here of like the Mark 1, for example. Like stock goes up, goes up, goes up, starts to pull down, and then you're right over here and you're like, okay, well, here is the trigger at the top of this red bar right here. Here's the trigger. And here is where you're looking to front run and enter. And like I said, and I'm drawing it again just for you. I'm drawing it again just for you. And like I said, the stock either goes up or it goes down. But the bottom line is, um, if it goes up, it will usually look like this. It will usually look like this. And if it goes down, it will usually look like that. And the point is, if you're selling, usually after it triggers, you could sell here, 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 here. Some of the women in the room, it's even like up here, which is just I'm not on that level. And if you're wrong, if you're wrong about it, usually you sell here. So the point being is when you're actually wrong, you're only losing like this amount. But when you are right, you're actually making either that amount or that amount or that amount or that amount. And like you really don't know which circle here that you're going to make. It's almost like hindsight. And this mentality is the ultimate structure in consistent risk reward. This mentality here. And this is what a Mark 1, Know Your Limit 8, Mark 5, this is what it looks like. I'm not saying you're always going to catch the bigger purple circle. I'm not saying you're going to catch the second biggest one or the third biggest one or the smallest one. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying almost always, you can almost always catch that small red circle. Almost always, if you choose, if you don't want to be a stubborn son of a bitch, you can always catch that right there. You can catch that. That's the easiest thing to catch in the world. You want to know what's just as easy as that? You want to know what's just as easy as catching that red circle? This bigger circle here. And I drew it bigger because the distance between the green line and the purple line, as opposed to the green and the red. Yeah, it's a little harder to catch that one, a little hard to catch that one, a little hard to catch that one. I get it. I get it. It's a little harder. I'm with you. You hold, you see it ripping up. Maybe you still like it. It's moving fast. Then you're waiting for it to tick down, and it doesn't tick down, and it keeps running, and you're like, okay, cool, and I made more. But really, this, these two, this purple and red, to catch like right over here, this larger purple circle as opposed to the smaller red, easiest shit on the planet, in my opinion. That is why we have a success rate that cannot be duplicated anywhere on Wall Street, in and out of T3. Every other trading room here, every other trading room out there, they cannot duplicate what we do, no matter what stupid methodology they show you, no matter even if they give you a phenomenal call, no matter if they give you a really bad call. The bottom line is if you're able to just mentally grasp this right here, this bigger purple circle compared to this, just that. Forget about this, the bigger ones, which is a potential. Just this right here. You're able to front run at the green line before it triggers on the black line. It'll either go up or down. I'm not even sugarcoating it. In my opinion, you can make 8 figures just with that. Nothing else. I know it sounds crazy, right? You can make 8 figures. You could do it. There are people who I'm sure I don't see people's statements. I'd bet that they are. making 8 figures. There are people who make more money than me in this room. Several, dozens. Unlike the guru that are in other rooms where the guru always makes the most amount of money. Maybe there's one other person, but that's it. I I may be top 30, 40. You don't know what 8 figures is, bro? That's 10 million plus a year. Are you asking if I make 8 figures? I don't make 8 figures. I'm not there yet. I'll get there, I believe. I believe I'll get there. I don't make 8 figures. I don't. Mhm. That's what it's all about. So back to your tired of losers being larger than my wins. What I just showed you was the entire mentality, structure, methodology of what a Mark 1 risk reward truly looks like. Yes, I have answered this part of my own question. I just want to be consistent and I'm not. I have attached my entire journal so you can see what I'm doing. You can disable the macro. At this rate, I will not be able to stay in the room next May. I am handicapped a bit in that I have a full-time job and only can trade an hour out of each morning. That's perfect. Well, which hour? Can you trade the first hour of each morning? I'd love to know the answer to that. And if you look at the statistics tab in the journal, I really should only be trading Wednesday to Friday, which leaves me only 3 hours a week to trade. How is this ever going to work for me? 3 hours Bro, if I could trade personally Wednesday to Friday for 3 hours a week, I believe I'd make 7 figures being able to trade 1 hour on Wednesday, 1 hour on Thursday, 1 hour on Friday. Again, that doesn't mean you can. Maybe I'm making this shit up because I don't do it then. So maybe. How is this ever going to work for me? I try to listen to the nightly shows. I cannot log in at that time, but I do try to catch up during lunch or breaks. What do I need to do to turn this around? Lost in Texas. Sleepless in Seattle. All right. I cannot look at your journal. By the way, I am telling you right now, and I'm going to show you why I cannot look at your journal. Because, and I'm not making this shit up, and I'm going to block out your name because I know you're a member. I don't know what the F this is or why it would say this, but I'm just going to cross out your name and email, and I'm going to cross out your name from this email. And this is an email from a couple days ago, and this is what your email says. It says, "This message seems dangerous. Many people mark similar messages as phishing scams, so this might contain unsafe content. Avoid clicking links, downloading attachments, or replying with personal information." So I replied to you already with my social security card, my credit card, and my CVC number on the back. But when I go to click your attachment over here, it literally says, "Downloading this attachment is disabled. This email has been identified as phishing. If you want to download it and you trust this message, click Look Safe in the banner above." Um, Why the F is your email saying this? Looks a little sus, bro. That's all I'm saying. Looks a little sus. Can you send it to me without it being so sus? That's all I'm saying. Just a little less on the, a little more hot sauce, a little less sus sauce. That's all I'm saying. Good evening, Mark. I'm writing in regard to what you said earlier about explaining what was done well today to help those who maybe didn't do so well. First things first, I started my day off with a green trade, immediately confident for the rest of the trading day. Second off, when I'm in a trade, I usually don't watch the option chains. My eyes are glued to the candle movements. I don't agree with that actually, but if it works for you, I agree with it. On TC2000, there's two little blue notches by the price point, bid and ask markers that move prematurely to the print. I peripherally watch those markers and they'll indicate to me which way the stock is about to move before it actually moves. This may be helpful to those on TC2000. I felt all around more confident today and thinking it all stems from opening the day green, cutting losses becoming less and less painful as I progress further, and taking dollars becomes easier and easier and easier. Love what we have going here. Excited to continue. Below are my trades for the day. A modest $125 for a small account, which I'll happily take every day. As always, love the Newsbeat fam and love you, Mark. We love you too. Let's see what you did here, girl, which is your largest advantage. Um, hmm. Look, so you have a small, so look, girl with a small account, Amazon, Tesla, Square, Roku, Amazon, Facebook, Netflix, Chewy, Square. Look at the names she's trading with a small account. And that's the beautiful thing about options. You have the ability to do that. Keep it up. Keep up the great work. Keep chugging on, sister. Wow. This 3.5 hour video. My wife is like, go to sleep early tonight. You've been up all day. I really listened. Um, hey, Mark. Just wanted to follow up. What is going on with Street Smart Edge you designed as a professional gamer trader and director of trading psychology to share with us? Looking forward to scheduling a time to talk finally. It's great knowing you have a genuine concern and really care for me. Hope all is well. Thanks for being my mentor, expressing your love for all of us. Adobe Acrobat Reader cannot open Street Smart Edge Backup new 2026 1 QS4 tune because it is not a supported file type. Yes, so what you have to do is you have to go in your Street Smart Edge and literally file open layout. You don't double click the layout after you download it. You go in your Street Smart Edge and click file open layout and then click the file on your computer. That's how you do it. Next email 668. I'm assuming referring to Newsbeat Show 668 a couple days ago. Hi, Mark. Fell asleep after dinner, lit the candles, day 7 with my better half at 10 p.m. Fell asleep at 11, woke up after 1, settled in to watch Newsbeat 668. As you said, took even just one thing from the video, much, much more, so much to be thankful for. All in all, the person that keeps giving it back, few, the twins couple, such a good share, the dynamic duo, showing props for the people on the front lines of COVID. Words cannot describe, and the guy who wrote of the success in number and room, I celebrate, applaud him. Numbers aren't toxic really at all, rather inspiring. I agree with you completely. Number one hedge guy and fund, Ray D. He missed the whole rally. I feel for him. Mr. Wonderful. Do you know he said he was buying IWM in small caps? And while it lagged the NASDAQ and all, he added and said it on the TV many times. He smiled all through the criticism, months over months. Look now. As you say, it finds what you do best and do it then. There's holding and keeping the increase. Ah, there's the big challenge for me. Thanks for thinking of me. It helps. There are significant other of challenges that I want to weigh on me that I remain thankful to have. Such challenges will go over another time that are here over on this side of the screen, and the market doing its doing is a mere part of it. So many other things. Still, I shall stay on the thankful place, especially for my far better half. All the best to you and your lovely wife and those beautiful kids, Moorhead. Thanks for the email, brother. I agree with you completely. Don't let anybody drag you down. Don't let anybody laugh at you. Keep chugging forward. Mark, firstly, I appreciate you and the Newsbeat Live and VTF so much. And VTF as much as anybody who's ever been a member. I'm so lucky to be in this room, and I wouldn't ever look a gift horse in the mouth, so thank you so much. No, I just wanted to say I apologize for creating such a ruckus in the room today about Amazon first candle green red. Oh, don't worry about it. It was a pain in the ass and it wasn't your fault. It's just that you dressed me down pretty sternly and people jumped on the bandwagon. No, nobody jumps on. No, it's nobody bashes. Even though to me the candle was green, it's quite all right. Oh, stream is off. 1 second, guys. The webcam will go off for a moment. Guys can hear me now. Gonna put this webcam back in. Just randomly turns off. No idea why. There you go, Jaren. That's why you should be up 2 in the morning listening to this shit. You're not playing any league, Jaren, are you, brother? WoW. Be honest. Is WoW on minimized in the background? You can be honest right now. I'll help you. No video games on? Respect that. Jaren, if you wanted to push forward, you can be a phenomenally successful trader. All right. Now, I just wanted to say I apologize for creating such a ruckus. Nobody bashes you for saying a candle is green or red. So I felt the need to defend myself in the community, the Harrison being part of. Brother, it's all good. Honestly, I would rather have you bring it up every time if you see something like that, really. Because if a person can't follow the utterly simple rule about the need for the first candle being green, then they have much need of paper trading as they can get. I agree. I ain't that slow on the mental draw. Never called you that. I think we simply had a misunderstanding because your chart indeed had a red candle. I remember what you're talking about. You were right. Some had it red, some had it green. You're 100% right. Whereas mine had a green one. Thank you for doing the live survey. That's why I did it. The greatest thing I learned was that the quality of the candle really matters for the one and done. Amen. So happy to be here. I'm going to make that transition to options and it's going to be awesome. Thank you, Mark, for everything you do. Thank you for the email. Thank you for trying to explain yourself. Really, it was unnecessary because it's nothing but love, but just pointing it out. Flesh and blood. Just keep in mind, disclaimer, 100% risk. It goes to zero potentially, maybe negative. Maybe you have to pay people to take your product. Anything can happen with this. All right. I believe you mentioned that there are only 22,000 alpha sets ever printed of Welcome to Wrath. I did not say there were 22,000 alpha sets printed of Wrath. I said there's 22,000 alpha booster boxes printed of Welcome to Wrath. Do you know what that number is for Arcane Rising and Crucible of War? Nobody knows the number. I heard the Arcane Rising one is identical at 22,000, and the Crucible of War one was 2.5 times larger. So figure 55,000 on Crucible of War, if those numbers are correct, according to my sources. Is Welcome to Wrath more valuable since it was the first set, or is it because less alphas were printed, or both? Usually first sets in most card games are worth more, while the others are worth space less. And from what I'm hearing is Welcome to Wrath and Arcane Rising have an identical print run. Thanks in advance for your time. You're welcome. Usually it's more scarce, but we'll see. I had a all right. So Pava, I didn't go through all your emails in terms of the reviewing the trades. I know I got lagged behind. I just want to point that out because I can't see them. Hi Mark. Another very hard day today. Can you go over the Amazon trades that we did today in the room? Can't because I unfortunately got to this email 3 days ago, late. Be really helpful going through them for those who are struggling. All the Amazon trades. I am sorry. I did get to this. Normally the answer would be yes. I did get to this email late. And as a result, I was unable to read it. Private, not trading related. All right, I won't read that. Loved your presentation on the game and your pick for 2021. I'm not able to find it for under 2,500, so probably not going to chase it. Question: what are your thoughts of pre-ordering the Monarch Flesh and Blood scheduling for Q1 2021? I am phenomenally bullish on this product. Phenomenally bullish. It is so hard. I cannot find suppliers that are going to really want to um, dump, dump a ton of product. Um, just one moment. One second. Just did a box war. One moment. What's happening at what time? One second. One moment. Okay. Question: what are your thoughts? So I'm very bullish on Monarch. Do you think it'll have a similar demand? I think it's going to be over demand from what I'm seeing and from my contacts and from what I'm reading about in the industry. Monarch is going to be effing huge. It's going to be effing huge. This game, I think, is going to explode. I know you're saying like you can't find a box for under 2,500. Um, let's see. I just want to point out, I mean, I'm not saying you should or shouldn't pay this, but I'm just pointing out on TCG Player, there happens to be a box at 2,300. Probably have to pay taxes depending on what state you live in, but there is a box right there for 2,300. Just pointing it out, for better or for worse. Okay? It's tcgplayer.com. And yes, I do think it'll have more demand than the other products. Wonder how many people are going to read these, watch this video. If you're watching this video right now, you are a major trooper and a true Newsbeat Live person. You should definitely go into the links in the description and join your family once and for all. Hi, Mark. I'm new to the VTF Newsbeat room. I followed it for a few days now and really like what I see. Even made some money trading off of my phone. Just keep in mind, I don't recommend ever trading off of your phone. That's scary. I want to get the most out of the service and was wondering if you have any getting started tutorials. Yeah, I do. And I am just going to reply to your email. I'm going to say watch this 10 times. That should help. Where can I find training on what you're looking for when you call Mark 1s and Mark 5 levels? Just sent it to you. Also, I realize I need get a better trading platform setup. Yeah, you're trading on your phone for rapid order entry and exit. I think you're using TC 2000. Any other recommendations? Yes, I trade with Street Smart Edge from Schwab and use TC 2000 only for charting. There, answered you. And if you're watching this email this late at 3 hours 40 minutes, I will send you $100 if you email me and say I watched this video 3 hours and 40 minutes in. If the person who wrote this email literally says, I listened to your response here on this, I'm sending you $100 for being a trooper and having me get to your email so late. Thank you. You're welcome. Figure, why not? All right. Has to get to a point where I'm just like, it's a lot of emails, and I do have more. Guess we'll have coffee time tomorrow. Mm-mm. Did not finish. 3 hours, 41 minutes later. Did not finish. How many more? No comment. Look, I love you guys. Um, make sure you, nope, that's not it. Is it? I don't know. Don't think it is. If you haven't, and you are one of the, and you are literally one of the 2 or 3 members that are on right now, because this service is dead. Um, go on, upvote this thing. I make all my money from YouTube promotion. I think if I got paid all the money from these videos from YouTube every month, I'd make like 10, 20 bucks. They actually don't pay me, so I was joking, but I want my 10, 20 bucks. I'm not showing enough legs on these videos, Sufian, it's true. And if you literally survive 3 hours 42 minutes through this video, you get to see some. That's how you get members in. Just like that. Just like that. Show some leg. You show the leg. They will join. They will have no choice but to follow. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this just sub 4 hour video. Again, drink is empty. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning for coffee time on the Newsbeat live trading broadcast. Good night, everybody. Love you.